just say it like this, and I'm not talking about all females. I'm saying you will run into females who are bottom of the barrel, have no self respect for themselves, no love for themselves, and they be on crash out mode. Why would you even deal with those type of females? Those type of females aren't worthy of my presence, so I don't deal with them. I reserve myself for the women who have respect for themselves. You know why? Because they can respect me. I reserve myself for women who can take accountability when they mess up. And I know it might take a day or two. My wife get mad at me, yell at me. 2 days later, she be like, "You remember when I?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah." She be like, "My bad." Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Females, y'all got more chemical imbalances. Well, y'all got certain times of the month when y'all have chemical imbalances, right? I'm empathetic. I'm compassionate. I understand that. I don't know what that pain feel like. I don't know. So I don't have to experience it, right? So when females going through that, I have to give them grace. That's how I look at it. Just give them grace, man. Just like if I'm having a bad day, I don't have all them chemical imbalances, but I'm human. I'm gonna have bad days. I try to stay off the internet when I'm having a bad day. Being responsible. If I'm having a bad day, I'm like, okay, I'm not getting on that because I'm gonna be super petty. So
Might
I
go
stay.
left.
Yeah, so I stay away. That's being responsible. And that's another thing with accountability. The more you're accountable, the more you learn how to be responsible. So, just dealing with even the men, not just the women on here. It's some dudes on here. I'll be like, man, like in real life, I couldn't be around them. I don't have patience for men. I got patience for women. I don't have it for men. Some of these dudes, I probably, in real life, I wouldn't, they'd be talking, and one next minute, they'd probably be holding their face or on the ground. Wouldn't give them a warning or nothing. Just whap, shut up. That's where I come from. Like you can't just say anything you want. I be hearing people threaten people. I was a guy. We was in a club, and it happened twice. I experienced this twice where people lost their lives, but I experienced it a whole bunch of times where people got beat up or they came close to losing their life. When people talking stuff, saying, "Oh, I got something for you. I'll be right back." You don't get to come right back. You don't get to go get whatever you know. They handled it right then and there. So you can't just threaten people in real life and get away with it. That's not how real life works. Not where I'm from. Now, I don't know where everybody else from, and it might work that way where you from, but that's not my experience. So I learned not to do stuff like that.
I don't think that works like that anywhere. I've seen people actually lose their lives through social media lives, running their mouth, and I'm like, dang, you just got found. You thought they wasn't gonna find you. Like, I mean, it's crazy because it's like, whew, it's hard to speak on it. It's really hard because it's really be people mouths. It's like it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Like for real, for real. Some people don't know how to express themselves. Some people just don't know what to say.
I seen people in life say the right thing, say it the right way, but said it the wrong time and got their noodles knocked out. So I mean, or said it to the wrong person. You know,
This be real
like,
though.
and that's how and that's why on this internet, I don't really take too much. And then just being on here for a year and understanding that it's some people who come on here authentic, you know, um, and then there's some people come on here playing a role or whatever. Um, just my experience. When you experience violence, you ain't too eager to, what comes with it. Either a change of life. Anyway it go, life will change. Either you'll be locked up or in the grave, or you might be in a wheelchair. For a simple altercation, something that you could have said, you know what, let's step back, let's have this conversation because it ain't that serious. That's what you do when you mature. I got kids to live for. I got a wife to live for. So I'm not running around reckless like I did when I was younger. So I'm not about to just threaten somebody because they made me mad or because I don't like what they say or because they talking about somebody I like. I'm not about to just threaten somebody's life. Life can change in a matter of seconds. But if you ain't never experienced that and you think life is just a video game or then you do stuff like that. But when you have or less, it's two types of people I see do that on the internet. Just be reckless. It's people who playing that role or people who have nothing to live for. Either one of them people, I don't want nothing to do with. They are liabilities to me. You better start looking at people as liabilities.
You ain't lying, shit. I feel the same way. I've been thinking the same way. Like, I mean, I listen, man. I'm starting to see people as weirdos lately, for real, for real. I mean, I thought they was weirdos back then. You don't want to know what I think now. I mean, my brain has to be censored right now because what I think of people, YouTube will clap me for.
But I
Yeah, I
ain't
know how to
trying.
be nice sometimes.
But you know what? I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. I'm dead serious with this, and I'm not even being petty. But you have some damaged people on here, you know. And if that's all you know, that's all you can do is go out and damage other people. So um, you have to be careful who you deal with because some people can hide it well, but their actions will always tell. You know, you got a person always into some stuff. That's just what they into. You know, they can say all the right things and sing, but
You
I
know
just
something?
I just learned this in life. When you see somebody do something, know they do it, and know it's only a matter of time before they do it to you.
That's true. But you know what? I don't really believe in that saying at all that hurt people are the ones that hurt people because a lot of us have been hurt. So many people have been hurt, have been destroyed, and picked themselves back up and didn't hurt other people. So it's kind of like it makes me think like, is it something to get us to sit? You know how when they got us to say, ain't nobody better than the next person, ain't nobody, more perfect than this person. Remember, you was talking about that the other day. I mean,
Yeah,
questioning everything. Like, okay, so if only hurt people, then we're all hurt. Then
yeah.
I
I
stopped
mean,
at one point. I don't want to be scorned, so I chose to move on and let the past go.
you chose to heal,
Exactly. I'm not gonna keep listening to it. I let it go.
but see, you just answered your question. That's why you don't hurt people because you healed. You
Mm.
know, whatever in you is what's gonna come out.
But
So
see, at one
all
point, I was hurting. So it's kind of like, ooh, I was hurting. And because of that hurt, I was hurting other people. But see, now, but then you make sense
yeah,
because I turned that pain into motivation.
mm-hmm. You
Mm.
transmuted it. You know how it felt. Like when I was younger, I used to get whoopings, right? And I go outside crying, and the first person laugh at me, oh, we going at it. I beat the crap out of them. It never made me feel better. It never made me feel that my stepdad was abusive, you know. So yeah, he used to beat me all the time. So I used to go outside and start beating other people, but it never made me feel better. And then one day, I told the story earlier. I got drunk. Yeah, 1 second, son. I love being a dad, man. I just always picture how I was when I was a kid, and I see that so much in my son. He just be tripping. He gonna be a master negotiator. I'm telling you. But I seen how reckless I was, and I hurt someone that I cared about. That was my boy, you know, and the whole family. His mama, my fourth mama. You know, I looked at her, and they wanted nothing, and that hurt it so bad because I made a mistake, you know. But it really wasn't a mistake. It was just me being reckless, you know. I was drinking intentionally, so whatever happened after that, it can't be no mistake. I didn't. It wasn't a mistake that I was drinking. So, but I realized like I had to be more responsible because not only am I you know, I mean, I wasn't really bigger than everybody. I had friends like 16, but I was trained. I trained in martial arts, so nobody around me I grew up with could really handle me. But um, yeah, like I could really hurt someone, and I did. I hurt someone I cared about, and I did that because I was drinking like that. I did all that because I didn't heal from my childhood. I didn't even know it was affecting me. It kind of became who I was, big ball of rage, anger. You know, I was able to hide it, but when you drink it, you ain't hiding none of that. And then it's not even, it wasn't even, I was mad at the person or situation. It was just, I had so much pain in me, I had to get it out. And they were just outlets. That's all they were. It wasn't even, it'd be the smallest thing, and I'd snap. You know? It wasn't even them, it was me.
Yeah, that's a fact. Sometimes we could be our own worst enemy. Shit, but then I used to lash out. I didn't did what was done to me, but I just wanted to be left alone. And it was kind of like, I would just push people away.
Cutting edge, what up, though? Appreciate you, appreciate you.
Blessings cutting edge. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I get it now. I mean, I was really kind of overthinking it, but I was also, asking questions. Then what makes a person that's allegedly not hurt someone? You see where I'm coming from? Is it
Yeah,
that they got evil in them? Is it a demon possessing them? Like, I mean, I'm just asking questions. You see?
I mean, even that, because, like I said, can't nothing come out of you unless it's in you. So uh, it was hurt put in them. Even think about this, right? Even the most peaceful person, they may allow you to do something to them, but do something to their kid. Do something to the nicest person you know, kid, and see how nice they are after that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Because like me, for instance, like when I tell people, y'all let the people troll me in the chat, I'm fine with that. But when you start bothering people that I care about, people that I like, then I have an issue. You see a whole other side of me. I have an issue with that. That hurts me. But you can't hurt me by trying to hurt me. You hurt me by hurting people that I care about. Now I want to hurt you. Why? Because hurt was put into me. It's in me now. You did something, now I feel it. Now I want you to feel it. So even the nicest person, you hurt them. You find you, it may be an unorthodox way. Like you might be slapping this person and they might be fine with that. And then you may walk away. You may beat somebody up and they might not even fight back. But then you walk away and kick a dog and they get up and annihilate you. You see what I'm saying? So it's different for everybody, man. But with me, that's what it is. You want to hurt me, hurt somebody that I like, and then uh, yeah.
Man, you ain't lying. That's why I don't put myself in certain situations. It's like once I see how certain people are towards with their behavior, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Like street people, you see where I'm coming from. How can I say? I don't put myself in a position with that person to, how can I say it, to lash out, to get mad. Because at the end of the day, like I tell people, I think about my kids. When people get mad, right? A lot of people don't take their anger towards you. They'll start mentioning someone you care about. And that's where
Yeah,
we have to learn how to, all right, like how do we deal with this situation? Like, do I walk away? Is it this deep? But it's like I tell people, when it comes to my kids, for some reason my mind blocks off. Call me Griselda Blanco, put the handcuffs on and go get the orange suit because I'm ready.
we can talk about any form of accountability.
Yeah.
We can talk about any form. We were basically just talking about different ways I took accountability throughout my life. But yeah, we can speak about any type of accountability.
Mm, It's like, I get it though. When it comes to your kids, I think I mean, unless you're one of those parents that don't care. But yeah, a
Yeah,
real parent will, a real parent won't think about it twice. You hurt my child, like ain't no thinking about that. I'll go to jail for my child. I'm losing my last breath for my child.
yeah.
Right.
Mama bear comes out.
I mean, I was taught to take accountability, so that's why it's weird when I see people not take it. Like, what's so hard about it? I prefer, the bitter truth than something sugar coated than the sweet lie.
I don't think people understand the process of taking accountability. I think that's why it's so hard. I think most the average person think taking accountability is admitting that you were wrong. And
Mm-mm. It's way more than that. I mean,
way
I
more.
can't put it into words, but the way you have, listen, man, you
It's
got
a
it.
process. Accountability
Yeah.
is a process. I mean, not only do you have to accept what you did, but sometimes you gotta take what people say. Like if I did something to you, right, and I say, hey, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do that. I gotta accept the way what I did made you feel and what you had to experience. I have to accept that, even if that was not my intent for you to feel that way or experience what you did. I can't just say, well, I said sorry. No, I have to accept that and I have to change and I have to try to correct it, try to do right by you. So it's just not, hey, I'm sorry. It's like, it's a process. I have to accept, I have to acknowledge, and I have to change. Me personally, I never really care if anybody ever say sorry to me. Sorry doesn't mean anything to me. I'm more interested in the action or the correction that you make after you say sorry and the consistency. So even that is a pro. If you do something to me, it's not I forgive you, but I won't deal with you not until I see you change because you can just be saying sorry, lining me up to do it again. So I'm straight.
Damn, man. Where he could forgive. Listen, to this day, you know that I walk away when somebody hurts somebody that I care about from them people because it's not that I fear them like I tell people. I fear me and what I could do to you because I don't know how to control my actions sometimes. And I know the consequences behind it. So I just walk away. And I'm not saying, what I mean by hurt. Like, sometimes I had, like, yo, I was really tested one day. This lady really sat here and called my daughter out her name. And I was like, you know what? Do I sit here and beat the crap out of her in front of all these people? Do I throw the first punch just to show her how she just messed up? You see where I'm coming from? Like, you
Mhm.
want my daughter to respect you, but you called her out her name. And you want me to hit my daughter because you messed up. I think as a grown up, you should sit here and apologize to my daughter for talking to her the way you talk to her. You see where I'm coming from? And then maybe my daughter wouldn't have reacted the way my daughter reacted. So I was like, yo, that was the first time ever. But I was like, yo, if she would have put her hands on my daughter, it would have been a different story. I had to sit here and I was like, yo, if I'm telling her words, sticks and stones will break your bones and words will never hurt you, I have to lead by action. And it's crazy because that's one hell of a test. As a mother, it really is.
And as I matured, I understood. Um, my dad, he told me it was an incident happened where this dude came to my house, right? And I was trying to be a better person because when he came to my house, this is what I was thinking. I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna let him in, even if he don't come in. I just need him not to turn his back, and I'll drag him in after that. And I'm like, you know what? I need reason. So I called my dad, and my dad came over, and the dude was like, "Man, you you had to call your dad. Like you that scared of me?" And my dad said, "No, he called me to save your life." He was like, he was about to, you know. And after that incident, my dad told me, he said, "I'm happy you called me, son." Um, but he said, "You got to understand, there's gonna be people in this world who know they can't achieve the things you achieve. They can't be the person you becoming, and they gonna try to prevent you. And the only way they can stop you if you allow it. So if you decide to waddle in the mud with pigs, just understand you will get dirty. And from what that I learned, um, and like I said, I don't really care if people see me as conceited or not, but uh, even if someone calls me out my name or my family, like that just shows me who they are. Especially when you got to talk about a kid, that just shows me you ain't shit. You not to talk about someone's deceased loved one, to talk about someone's kids. That just shows more of your character, and it gives me even more proof why I shouldn't even be dealing with you. Why you shouldn't even be breathing the same air I'm breathing. So I'm gonna excuse myself because I got things to handle. I rear my children. I got my kids. Right? A lot of these people, like I said, they ain't got none to lose. So they will go to the bottom of the barrel and say the most egregious thing. Because they don't have what you have. You may think you have nothing, right? People may have more than you and still talk down to you. They may have more material or finances than you, but they ain't got your happiness. They ain't got your joy. They ain't got your self love. They ain't got your dignity. They ain't, that's what they can't buy. None of the stuff they got can acquire those things. And because they don't have it, they don't want you to have it. So they try to tear you down and break you down. There's no reason that anybody should be trying to think about it. Like even I can be on here holding and criticizing people. I don't look. There's no smut on my name, really. Like it's nothing. You ain't gonna find nothing on me. I have no police record. I'm married. My children are with me. You hear my wife. People who talk to me. You hear my wife adores me. My wife worships the ground I walk on. So yeah, I can be on here telling people like you need to do this, you need to do that, you ain't this, you ain't that, but I'm too busy working on myself to do that. I'm still working on myself. So I ain't got time to worry about what other people doing or what other people should be doing. Nah, I'm good. My life is great.
It's a fact. It's like I tell people, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm where I have to be. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't complaining. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm where I have to be. I didn't understand that when, the old heads used to tell me, like, yo, I'm not where I want to be at right now, but I am where I have to be. I'm like, what? They like, for some reason, wants me here. And I repeat that phrase so much. And I know a lot of people hear me say that. Like, listen, I think I get it now.
And that's the thing too. Like it's a process, man. Like I don't be trying to come on here saying like I'm better than anybody or nothing like that because I understand it's a process people got to go through, but you got to go through the process. So I don't judge nobody where they at. And if they ain't trying to become better, then they ain't got nothing to do with me neither. You know, I don't really care. You know, I'm just here for the people who want the information, who want to build, who want to, go through these concepts with me. Become a better you. That's how. Look, that's the way we solve all the problems. Ain't nothing wrong with the world. It's the people. So if you want to fix the problems in the world, fix the people. And you can't fix everybody because everybody don't want to be fixed. So just deal with the people who do. That's just how I live. Just how I live, man.
Some facts right there, yeah. I love where's link in my chat, like Miss Bama, so you can come check him out. You can sub up great content. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
30 ways.
Tay is so quiet all the time.
Mr.
Um,
Ro,
Tay went to sleep on us.
y'all can hear me, can't y'all?
What you
yeah,
say?
Y'all can hear me, can't y'all?
Yeah, now
well,
again.
I can. Um, Well, I don't want to sum it up like that. I was about to say I sum it up to one thing, but I don't want to do that. But awareness, you know, you have to be aware first, you know, to maintain, you know, a high accountability character. You have to be aware of the opportunities that you have to even hold yourself accountable. People don't take the opportunity. Like I said, no excuses. I wasn't allowed to make an excuse for nothing in life. You know, my father, he just didn't accept excuses. My grandmother, my mother, no one accepted excuses. So whatever happened, I had to um, take accountability for the part I played. But to even do that, you have to be aware. You know, be honest. Be honest with yourself. You know, I think if you're honest with yourself, you'll be able to be honest with other people. But to maintain a high accountability character, you have to be honest. I think it's different tools you need to maintain it. That's what I'm giving you: the awareness, the honesty. Um, a third one, um, outside of awareness and honor. Hmm. Y'all want to add a third one?
I think that was a really good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. I like the way you worded it. I like the way you structured
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah,
I'm
especially
gonna be
with
honest. I don't
yeah,
understand the question,
yeah.
so I'm a
So
little lost.
he's saying so like, how can you maintain something in an environment where it's not valued? You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not valued. So he's saying, so with the social fabric, meaning the social construct, the way the world is today, with with it being eroded, meaning basically not there, it's taken away, it's wiped out. Um, he's saying how, like, give him three ways that you can maintain a high integral accountability of character. Um, I would say and be responsible. The third one, I would say responsibility, because I think accountability is after the fact. But the more responsible we are, the less accountable we have to be. So to maintain a high character of accountability, I would say be aware, be honest, and be responsible. With those three things, you know, I feel that you can maintain it. I hope that was okay. He said precise. Okay. I hope that was a good enough answer. Yeah, I hope that was a good enough answer. If y'all go to my channel, the link is on my community wall. Y'all feel free to come up and hit the panel. And I like having intellectual conversation. It stimulates my mind. I like to be um, stimulated, with conversation. I'm a thinker, so
Yeah, that was really dope though. What else somebody else say?
I missed some comments. My bad.
I think in a world where people don't really take accountability, I think it has to start with what are your morals or your values, and you stick with that. I think that's what makes me want to stay accountable, is that I'm not gonna just, yeah, I think that's it. I'm not gonna, yeah.
And I would say this too. 'Cause I don't feel like a lot of these concepts, like, we break it down. We break a lot of this stuff down already. A lot of these concepts, I don't think people really know. I think a lot of this stuff is cliche now, where people just say it and assume they know it, and they don't truly know what it means or what it takes. They don't practice it. You can only understand something unless you put it into play, unless you practice it. You only have an understanding. You know, with these concepts, I believe everything should be comprehended, and that takes is a process. It takes time to comprehend things versus Understanding is just being aware of it. Comprehension is knowing it. So I think first people have to even grasp the concept to begin to practice it, and the more you practice it, the uh, more knowledgeable you come. The more knowledgeable you become behind it. But people don't practice it; they just say it. You know.
I agree with that.
True. People gotta learn the difference.
Yeah, yeah. People just most people just cruise through life. They never really experience it. They just go through it. Mm. Man, I thought y'all was gonna fire me up tonight, man. Y'all got the opportunity to ask anything, man.
They ran from you today. They like, I ain't messing with the word of day. They said not on a
So what you mean
Friday.
who day? You can ask him.
Huh?
What you mean day? You can ask him, Rachel.
I said, I always ask what I gotta ask. I mean, I just
Yeah,
asked him. I was questioning the whole time.
yeah, Rachel always picked my brain. I appreciate that. I love that, man. That's why I come on here.
I like having conversations with the word, yo. He be testing my noggin and he has a conversation. He's not sitting here having a debate like, well, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Prove me this. I'm like, wait, how do I prove something to you that I'm asking a question to? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah, I don't do all that. Now, even there's times where I can hear a person's conviction about something, and it's no point. You know, um,
Listen, man, I've come to conclusions on certain things and I've been wrong on it. Like, I've had to go back and do my research. Like, I admit when I'm wrong.
hey,
Like, I'm not young no more. Like, I tell people, I've had kids. I can't sit here and keep doing the same stuff I was doing when I was younger, and I'm trying to lead by example. Like, I don't know.
that's the hardest thing to do is actually lead by example.
For real, like, I can't sit here and just wait for somebody to give me the answers. I'm gonna research, and then if I'm having a conversation with somebody and they say something, different from what I've learned, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm not gonna fight or debate it. I'm like, oh snap, you know something different than me.
I'm
Why
gonna
would I
try.
fight?
I'm gonna try to do that next month. I want to show y'all how I actually research. Y'all gonna be like, this ninja crazy. Like, I'm telling you, man. You gonna be like, whoa. Like, okay, but yeah. I mean, it's it's methods to everything.
Shit, I used to think I was always right. Real, for real, for real. There couldn't be nobody telling me you wrong, you wrong. Nope. Till I learned, I had to bump that wall. Like, oh snap.
Me too, Rachel. I was saying the same thing earlier.
Like, I,
For real. Like, it took for somebody to really, really embarrass me. Like, oh, wait. What? Like, I couldn't do nothing afterwards. And I mean embarrassed because it felt embarrassing to me. Like, I'm sitting here like arguing, I'm right. Like, boom, and I'm with that person right now too. Hard headed ass person. Had a kid with him too. That's why I laugh. Like I argue. Listen, we had a love hate relationship. No, you wrong. He just stood quiet the whole time, and it, used to always make me think like, why you not arguing me? Why you not telling me I'm wrong? Like, wait, what's going on? He's like, no, go check, go search yourself. I'm like, what? You not arguing with me? Like, wait. So you just telling me I'm just wrong? I gotta go double check. You're not gonna argue? He wouldn't. It was like beating the dead, like hitting my head in the dead wall.
my dad used to tell me the truth don't need no explanation. So,
Mm-hmm.
like some things, that's why I say if I hear the conviction in someone's voice that this is just what they want to hold on to, then that's theirs. It don't matter
Man.
to me. With me, like I said, I don't get hooked on being right. I want to know what's right. So, but I'm not one of them. Like I put in work. I research. I study. I do a lot. So you
Mm.
can't just say I'm wrong without telling me what's right. You just can't do it. Because when I present information, even the way I present it in a way people can observe it for themselves. But if I got to give you references, I can also do that, and I do that often. Like, okay, I'm not just gonna say something like, believe me. I think I told Commander, I was like, a lot of the slave owners got reparations when they freed the slaves, and then I went and showed her. They got, you can go research it yourself. They got, and I'm not gonna get into it, but they got, it was two different forms of reparations already given out. So but you can go research it yourself, or go look at last night's live is on there.
I missed that, John, man. I fell asleep. I was mad. I did my live. Then when I went to go see if you was live, I'm like, damn, he's done. I went to sleep. I was mad. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that he was already live. Like, cause first you had it set for like 12 something, and then you switched it to 12:45. I think it was.
Mr. Is it Rogers neighborhood? I was just she asked me that at the beginning of the show. But yeah, my grandmother raised me up until I was 9. And that's, I wouldn't say it was accountability, but that was like the precursor. Like just telling me, like even if I did something bad, I'm gonna get in trouble, but if I lie about it, it's gonna be worse. So it's just better to fess up to it. So I learned at a young age, like it's consequences and repercussions behind my actions. But at least if I'm honest, I may get off lighter than what I would if I lied. So, and then that taught me responsibility, like because even though I may not get in trouble, it's just better not to do anything that I get in trouble for. So, yeah, at grade school, I'm teaching my son that now. My son 4. And I'm teaching them like whenever you do something, it's always better to tell daddy the truth. I might get upset, but you won't get in trouble for telling me the truth. So I'm creating an environment where he's comfortable, being honest and telling the truth. I think that's a precursor, because like I said, accountability is a process, So it's just not, saying sorry or admitting you was wrong, but it's more to me about correcting the action, becoming responsible.
What do
Because
you? Sorry.
no, go ahead.
What do you think makes people not take accountability? Is it fear or something else?
Honestly, you'll probably have to do a top five because it's probably a lot of different things for a lot of different people, But fear is one of them. Um, some people just don't care, you know. So I think you have to judge that on an individual basis, but definitely fear. And it could be fear of embarrassment, fear of punishment, fear of um, it can be different, forms of different reasons why they have a fear. So that's why I say like I don't do boxes. I look at everything from like an individual case, but yeah, we can definitely do a top five because fear. Um, people may not care. People may not know how. You know, um, they never experience you. Like when we say some of these concepts, right? We might think they're natural or common, but people are born into environments where they don't, practice these things. Don't know about them. How many have you until you were grown? When you was a kid, do you remember hearing about emotional intelligence, social intelligence?
I mean, you seen and heard about that everywhere growing up.
I've never heard anything about emotional social intelligence. Where I grew up at. I didn't learn about that until I was probably about 25, 26.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Like you
I know
got,
nothing about it.
I just didn't understand that shit. You gotta realize, I keep telling people I was going to therapy since the age of what, like I think it was 5, 6 years old. So a lot of that stuff was spoken to me. Me, I just didn't get a lot of the stuff that was being told to me.
I mean, I don't even think My mother said the first time she ever heard of emotional intelligence was in a college course when she was taking psychology.
You're talking about people's emotions and how the way they think and all that stuff, right?
No, emotional intelligence is one of them onions. It's understanding your emotion, understanding
Mm-hmm.
where other people are at emotion, and
Yeah, so
understanding
they
how you can
kind of
better.
break that therapy. That's why I was like, I don't know how to speak about it,
Oh yeah,
but
if you took
sometimes
therapy, yeah, if you
that's
was
why
in
I'm like, wait,
therapy, yeah.
wait.
So if you took therapy, you because that's basically what therapists do. They
Yeah, I
um
mean, I had a lot of family therapy and they spoke to my mom. I heard a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff was broken down to her to try to talk to us, get through us. So it's like I heard a lot of stuff. It got broken down, never understood it, but I hear a lot of people talking about it as I grow up. I mean, as I grew up, I said that word wrong. It's kind of like, mm, it's crazy you're bringing it up now. Like, it's getting me to think because it's like, I don't know. I pay attention to a lot of shit, but at times I don't even think about it. It's crazy. It's hard to put into words. You hear a lot of shit. Like,
um,
you ever heard an old head say, yo, you don't remember them teaching you this or showing you this as you grow up? And I'm like, no. But then as they start breaking shit down, like, damn, like, now that I think about it, like, shit, like, you taking people way back. He said emotional intelligence. I felt like I was in therapy. Like, yeah, I heard that word before. Where Tay at?
I'm right here.
Tay is so quiet.
Go fix that.
We're never going to get better if we can't accept
Oh,
accountability.
snaps. Wasn't even in the chat.
Huh?
I wasn't even in the chat. What's going on?
There's somebody arguing?
Gotta make this. Hold on. Hold the government accountable. Stop blaming other people.
Who's that? You going up, right? You up?
hey, Mr. Dobbs, where you at, bro?
That's my
You,
page.
yeah, yeah. The people, the problem with everything is the people. It's
You
just
want
the
me to you want me to block or you gonna
no,
answer?
no. You can leave.
Okay.
Unless he not really. He going at Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. So he
Oh,
not
okay, okay.
bothering me. He not bothering me. But yeah. So let, let me ask you: when you said the murder rate, now what are we talking about? Because like even when you're looking for a solution, you got to understand the problem. And you have to look at it from every angle. You can't just say uh, look at the what, but look at the why. If you're trying to really solve something, the what, the murder rate. Okay, but let's talk about why the murder rate is high. Let's talk about why. Why is the murder rate high? Lack of opportunity. Where's the murder rates high at? Usually in urban areas where there's no opportunity, no lack of resources, lack of education. That's why the murder rate high. We have spots in this country that's comparable to third world countries. Why do we have that in this country? If we have resources to send other countries to build them countries up, why we can't do it with our own? So if we're gonna talk about the murder rate in urban areas, I'm assuming that's what you're alluding to. We have to talk about why. I would almost say it's by design. If you really look at it, wasn't that why the projects was created? Wasn't that the whole ideology behind it? Is to put a bunch of people in one small space and limit the resources and see how or see what occurs. This is, I guess he's
Fix
talking to
the
me. I
news.
don't think he's talking to me.
Yeah, I mean, from a political aspect, I mean,
I'm black, but I'm not in agreement with you, so I'm not black anymore. I assuming you're talking to me. No, I don't care if you what color you are. I'm just saying why. I'm assuming when we talk about murder rates, where's the murder rates high at? In urban areas, right? I grew up in a hood, so I don't really care. I don't even look at races like y'all look at it, bro. Races, RACIST is not bad to me. It's not bad to me. Racism, the system of racism, then we can have a conversation. But a person being a racist, I've been around rich white people. They don't look down on black people. Usually, the only people look down on black people is the people who want to be black people, or people who mad. I mean, that's just internal hatred for themselves. If you hate somebody because of their skin color, that says a lot about what's inside of you. So I don't care about. I don't think you rate. I didn't even say you were troll. I'm just asking. You made a statement. If we're gonna talk about it, let's do it the right way. You don't have to agree with me. Like over here, trust me, I don't want people to agree with me. That ain't gonna do nothing but sharpen my sword even more. I can just go. I can delineate. If you don't agree with me, I
No,
don't
I
get to
didn't.
go
I didn't know what was being said in the chat, so I was like, if it was, somebody saying something stupid, I'll
in.
block. I
Oh
didn't know what
no.
was being said, so because I was like, damn, I'm like, was it being read up or?
Oh no! At first, I think he responded to me. Now, I still don't know who he responded for. Me or Mr. Rogers. Homie is a random political troll. Oh, okay. Political troll. Yeah, I don't really care about politics. Same, different wing on the same bird to me. Crazy. Y'all eating your own. What?
what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. Racist, social, don't worry. Someone in the chat. Oh, okay. He's not talking to me. Hold on.
I mean, if you was to talk about like white supremacy and stuff like that, you got some people who believe it and some people who don't. So,
12% of the population. Right, there we go with the numbers again. Okay, so let me ask you this. Now I'm talking to you, Dobbs. I'm talking to you. So when
it's
you
peanut
say
butter patty time.
so when you say
Oh, shit.
53% of the murder rate and only 12% of the population, um, have we determined out of that 12% what is ADOS and what is, let's just say, Haitian or Nigerian? Because I think a lot of people get grouped up, you know. All melanated people ain't, ADOS American or foundational Black American or um, Black in general, not Black people who ancestors went through slavery. We get grouped up, and I think that's irresponsible for people to do because we don't identify with them people. And then I'm not out there murdering people or doing none of this stuff. So uh, how does that equate to me? I'm a taxpaying citizen. I live in the suburbs. I mentor. I do outreach. So, um, and then again, let's talk about why. Why is 12%? Um, why is the 12% of Americans, Black Americans, right? Because that's what we're talking about. Black people represent that 12%. Um, why do we have so many? Even to this day, a couple years ago, it's proven fact that Chase was upping the interest rates on Black people with loans, Why do we still got to go through this? Why is it redlining still happening? You know, why is this stuff still happening? And you say calling people pilgrims, you're I'm black, but I'm not. I'm a colonizer. Like I said, you eat your own.
Mm.
But over 50% of the murder rate committed. Show me those stats. Is that from a new DOJ report? Is that from a new DOJ report? Show me those stats, because that don't even and I don't even want to see the statistics. Show me the number. Show me how many black on black murders. And I know because I looked this up a couple days ago, and I can tell you the number is higher. We was just talking about this. The number is actually higher with white on white murder than black on black murder because the number of the per people are smaller. The percentage is higher. But when you look at the actual numbers, yeah, it's higher for the white people.
Definitely.
It's higher for the white people.
Cause they shoot up schools, they snipers, they do all that wild stuff. I'm gonna be honest, a black person that shoot, sometimes you also have to look at a lot of the crime that he's talking about that we commit. Some of it, you got to think about it now. Some of it could be that because in these areas, let's be real, we don't trust the police like that.
And
So we have to police our own neighborhood and do our own justice in a way. So not saying some of the murders might be, but some of them could be rightfully where we had to protect ourselves.
and you can look at it like this too. Like go look at the DOJ for Jacksonville, right? And you'll see the murder rate is high in the black community. But then you go research the people who did it. You'll see a lot of them are Haitians, but they get counted as black because they
Yeah,
melanated.
that too.
Now, if armed with that knowledge, go around and look at the people who commit the murder and see if they all are African American. I'm not saying they ain't. I'm just saying that's how you responsibly do it instead of just throwing numbers up. Now,
Yeah, because
even the games, okay, the games. Go look at the games. Go look
mhm,
at the individuals, and then go tell me the numbers because it's easy to go look at something and not go into detail of the actual people and group it up because they melanated, they black. Those people don't claim us. They claim their heritage. So you should identify them as such and stop lumping them up with us. Stop doing
yeah,
it.
because I think that one dude that was, you remember that dude? I think that was from New
Even
York.
The
That
DC
black
sniper, he
dude.
wasn't black.
Well, he wasn't considered black, but I think that black dude that was in New York that shot up the people or something, that dude wasn't even black,
But see, watch this, and this is another
but they
thing,
lumped him up with us.
and this is another thing too. Okay, you stating a problem. Now give me a solution. If that's an issue, you want somebody else to fix it, or what are you doing to fix it? You know what I'm doing? I'm raising my kids. I'm reaching out, trying to mentor others. But what are you doing? It's easy to state a problem, but what about a solution? I don't care about problems if we ain't talking about solutions for them. To me, it's just whining. It's complaining. So
The
we go.
solution would be to give us reparations because majority give us the reparations because that'll solve the killings that we do because we don't just we don't one thing about black people is that it's rare that you will see a black sniper, like a black someone who goes in and just shoot people. Like we only shoot because it's like we are in an economical situation. Like it's only because financially, you know, we are in this situation. That's really what it all boils down to. That's what makes us do certain things.
Now see, Dobbs, check this out. Now we get into the why, right? Yeah, death by
Yeah, the
illegal
why is
owned
because we be
firearms.
financially strapped.
No, no, no. I want to stick with his point. Where the firearms coming from? I grew up on the east side of Detroit, right? We had we had things we weren't supposed to have. There's no gun factories in on the east side of Detroit. There's no there's not even a gun shop. We got to go across 8 Mile to go to the gun shop. So where are these weapons coming from?
There's no gun shops in Detroit.
Not on the east side. Closest gun shop, you got to go across 8 Mile. You got to go into the suburbs.
Oh snap! So where the heck is they getting all these guns from then?
Man, we had people bringing them in. I had stuff that can take a house off the block, and a two next to it. I'm riding around with stuff like that in my trunk. I had stuff that can, man. Yeah, we had things that we shouldn't have had, but it wasn't nobody looking like us bringing it into the hood. We getting crates, and they didn't look like us, but that's how we had access to it. So, and I'm telling you firsthand story. This ain't no make believe, and I can bring people on here who can confirm it. Because let me be quiet. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. There's a reason. Let me okay. But this is what I'm saying. This is the whole point. You're talking about a problem, but you're not providing any solution. So I asked again, what's the purpose? What's the intent? Is your intent of stating this to irritate someone? Is to make someone feel lower? Because over here, what we do is we present problems because we got solutions, or we at least creative enough to sit down and have a conversation to try to unveil a solution instead of just weaponizing stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me. Honestly, I'm not doing none of that stuff. I'm not doing none of the murders or the crime. I'm not doing none of that. So it ain't got nothing to do with it. But if I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna at least attempt to create a solution. So what is your solution, sir, for all the problems that you putting down? I challenge you. I challenge you. You feel it's a problem, so therefore you must be thinking also of a solution, or you just have a talking point to complain about. Is that what it is? This is why I say I can't deal with everybody. Everybody ain't about that life, man. People just like to point out problems to complain about. You think getting Trump in office or any of these politicians in office is gonna solve that problem? Is it gonna solve? That's what's gonna solve the problem, or is it the people gonna solve the problem? Because if it's the people, then we need to have the talk because we are the people. But if you waiting for another savior, then I understand. Wait till election day and see if that happens. I think whoever paying taxes in America should have to pay, and that's including myself. That's where it's gonna come from. Ain't that how we you know give everybody else money from the taxpayer dollars? You know, if we can build a whole nother country up, paying for it, and we ain't had nothing to do with that. We ain't had nothing to do with Ukraine and Russia, but we sent aid over there. We ain't had nothing to do with the Holocaust, but we hooked them up. So why shouldn't the same happen for the people living in America? I pitch in a couple dollars to get money back. I pitch in a couple dollars. Yeah, I was definitely pitching a couple dollars. I'm speaking in general. No, I'm speaking to whoever if we like this is just how I am, right? Um, if I state a problem, I'm doing that with the intent to find a solution for it. I don't because anything other than that to me is just complaining. That can be my opinion. But got into the immigrants came in on the scene. American scene. Shout out to Ice Cube. Hey, and that's a whole nother different topic, bro. Over the benefits our ancestors died for. Use what we have control over and build, and that's where I'm at, bro. That's where I'm at. Like, if they give reparations, great, but if not, that ain't gonna stop me from creating my own. You know, other people do it. The Jewish people do it. The Amish people do it. Other people come from other countries and build community. Um, the reason we can't do it is because we don't have an identity. Now, that's my opinion. I think we identify and we let other people identify, and that's what always mess things up. You know, me personally, I'm breaking back into a tribe. I ain't doing that community thing where everybody is welcome. I'm straight. I'm going back to the tribal mentality, like one for all and all for one. You know, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Because if you're here, we working together, we building together. My success is your success. Your success is my success. You know, that's how our ancestors did it. It's not that. Well, honestly, what the subject at hand was me. How did I take accountability in different aspects of my life? So the subject truly wasn't accountability or what it looked like. It was more about me. Yeah, I don't really talk about nobody else than me. And this may sound a little conceited, but I just don't find other people that interesting. You know, so I rather talk about me. You know, and that way I stay out of trouble. Just keep it on me. Keep it on me. But yeah, it was more about me and different aspects in life where I took accountability and how it looked. That was the subject. But you know, after the first hour of the show, I generally open it to conversation or dialogue. You know, whatever people want to talk about. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying, but this is the problem. Like I said, identity. You know, um, you have people who identify as black until while it's convenient, but when it is not convenient, then they identify with their heritage or their lineage or their country, or they identify with everything else besides black. Um, when it's beneficial, then everybody black. When it's not, then ain't nobody black. So it's you can't to even. This is why I talk about self, right? And having this conversation, how I did it, I was hoping and inspire other people to take self accountability. But to hold accountability over someone, you have to have some things in place, right? You got to have influence or some type of authority, right? I can't just go to the hood in Chicago and say, "Hey, I'm gonna hold y'all accountable. Stop, offing each other." Then they probably go off me, right? How can I hold them accountable? How can I hold a gang member accountable? Me by myself, unless I just go ninja mode and you know that's not realistic. So coming up with a solution, that's I mean it's not realistic for me to go hold somebody accountable. It's just not realistic. I can hold my circle, the people around me, my family, the people who I have influence or authority over. I can do that. So we can talk about that. So we can say, hey, every man that's listening to this, look, we need to put our foot down and start holding our own accountable. And our own means the people in our home and the people who we do have authority and influence. Now, if all of us get on that accord, maybe we can stop a lot of this violence, right? Because them little thugs or gang members or whatever you want to call them, they got somebody they mama, I mean somebody they daddy, they uncle, they have some male in their family. And if that male can hold them accountable, maybe we can stop all this. But guess what? A lot of the men, my age, I'm 40 years old. A lot of the men 40, 50, 60, some of them, they got the young mentality. They trying to still be young. They can't even hold themselves accountable. So how they gonna hold somebody else? It's so much brokenness out here, bro. Like even having this stop pandering and stop making us out to be victims. Who says victim? See, that's what I'm saying. You assume. Why don't you hit the link and we can have me and you can have a conversation? Because see, now what you're doing is that's called an ad hominem. You're not even attacking what I'm saying. You're attacking me. This is why we can't have discussion. You want to be lazy. You are the victim. You the one saying, "Look at this." Look, I'm telling you to find a solution, and you talking about I'm pandering because I won't let you bitch and complain. Why don't you hit the link and we have a conversation? Hit the link and we can have a conversation. You keep saying we like you French. You want other people to solve your problems, and I'm telling you to do something about it. But you want to say we got to do this. We get nah, ain't no we. It's you. You got to do it. You can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do. So if you ain't trying to do nothing about it, you're only bitching. That's what it is. That's just reality. And that yeah, that's an ad hominem. That's all you're doing is complaining. You want somebody else to save you. You want somebody else to fix the problem. What are you gonna do about it? That's what I'm talking about. I ain't pandering the shit. I don't pander, bro. But if you have the testicular fortitude to have the conversation, go on my community wall and hit the link. That's all you gotta do. And we can have a conversation because it's gonna get all mixed up in the typing. And if you about whatever you saying, if you have conviction of what you saying, come hit the link and have a conversation. I don't care about reparations. I make my own money. I don't care about that. That was just a general conversation. That was just something somebody brought up.
Some people can't handle a conversation.
I didn't say anything about blocking you. I never said block you. I was asked and I said no. I don't block. You know why I block people? Because they harass the people on my panel or they insult the people in my chat. If you insult me, I'm gonna have fun with you. I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna expose your soul. That's what we gonna do. I'm a real life Shane son. So come on up here. Stop typing. Come on, man. Come on, man. Pointing out the obvious is a no-no. What obvious is you pointing out? Nothing you said directed to me was factual. You said I was talking about blocking you because I don't care if you agree with my point. Do you know I bring people up here and I challenge people to go against my point? I challenge you. It's fun to me. Ain't got assistance from anyone. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I said. I don't. I don't. I mean, yeah. Well, it can't have no conversation with me. It can't have no conversation. But all his conversation. Look, this would be a perfect learning experience. So when I was talking about inductive, deductive, and adductive conversation, all his points were basically what we call inductive, right? Um, all speculation. I didn't see anything factual. I even asked where you get the stats from, what year, from the DOJ. You're just saying stuff. I deal with facts. like anytime says something they don't like, they shame. I don't even know what that means. You have to restructure that sentence because it doesn't make sense. I like anytime says something they don't like, they shame. What? What? Oh man, I gotta hit him. Commander, you gonna make me pull it out.
Ugh, brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
What's that, brother? What the hell do that mean, bro? Restructure that sentence and try again.
I'm not on vertical. The link in the chat. Word is on vertical. I can't go vertical. I'm a co-host. That's it. I can't listen. This is his panel. He controls it. Right? My link, my panel over there is on regular mode. He could hit that link in the chat. They just choose not to.
Oh, hey, I got a drop. I made a prayers. I clipped prayers. I got another drop.
I mean, they
Yeah,
could hit the link in my chat. They just choosing not to.
I gotta play that Nardo Wood. He don't want smoke with me. He don't want smoke with me. I get excited when people try to challenge me in the chat, hoping they gonna come up one day. It's fun. I mean, I just want to have a conversation. Um,
People can't handle these type of conversations. They want to always argue and say, like I'm right, you wrong. I'm like, wait, this is like not a one-sided conversation. Like we're not all always right.
oh no, you're Waba. No, you good. I ain't. It's not you. No, I don't smoke blunts, bro. Only joints. Only joints, bro. No blunts. No blunts. I'm not letting anyone discuss anything. What are you talking about? And that you don't assume with me because I will make you look like an ass. Don't do that because I let anybody talk about anything. You know, you just ain't gonna say something and not be factual with it. That's just not gonna happen. I mean, if you say something, what truth? What am I getting mad about, bro? You got me on camera, bro. What am I getting mad about? All I said is come up here so we can have a talk. Look, see, you don't know much about me, right? But I'm gonna tell you some fun facts, right? I am legally blind. Believe it or not, I can't really see. You know, I don't have no sight in my left eye, and I got very limited sight in my right eye. So I'm legally blind. So it's easier for me to have conversations than keep reading text, and then like the way you text them too. Your sentence structure is sometimes hard to for me to decipher. I feel like um, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it's just hard for me to understand sometimes the way you take, and I could be taking what you're saying out of context. So it's just easier if we have an actual conversation. You know, Google it's factual. What's factual? See, that's what I'm talking about. You said a lot. What part are you talking about factual? And I'm already I read. So even from the way you're responding to me, I can tell you're not truly listening to what I'm saying because I didn't say it wasn't factual. I said because you couldn't tell me what year, I don't know if it's factual, if it's accurate, or if it's even up to date. You just threw some numbers in there. I asked you, did you get it from the DOJ report? You never responded to that. I asked you what year. You never responded. You just put some numbers in the chat and said it's factual. Like, do you know I actually research and I study? So it's just a different. I'm accustomed to information a different way than you're presenting. I'm not accustomed to people just saying like, "Hey, this is this, this is that." I'm used to resources. I'm used to citation. I'm used to understanding. Like, if you give me a statistic, I need to know the controls and the variables. Do you know what the controls and variables are to that percentage that you gave me? That's what I'm accustomed to. My sister got her PhD in psychology and education. She deals with statistics. So I can't do, like when I have conversations with her, I can't just give her numbers. So I have been accustomed to doing things a particular way. So if you say something factual, I'm fine. Just, I just asked you a couple things that you cannot provide or you didn't provide. I'm not gonna say you couldn't, but you didn't provide it. So now, what could be a meaningful conversation, because I'm not gonna say you in your feelings, but since you deny, um, since you're denying coming up on the panel, now we just wasting time. It's non-productive no more. Now I'm not getting interested. I'm not interested. It's a waste of my time. I could be having a invigorating conversation with these ladies about a whole bunch of different things. But that's probably why bro called you a troll. Maybe that's your intent, is to come over here and to distract. I don't know. I don't know. Why am I gonna fact check something you said? I just simply asked you for information. Like, who are you for me to go? I don't care what you say. I'm trying not to be rude, but bro, like, why do you think I even care about fact checking? Well, if you can't, that's what I'm saying. Like, you supposed to say something, and then I'm supposed to go fact check. Where were you raised at? Like, what do you do in real life? What do you do, bro? You don't watch me, because anytime I present information, I give people resources. I'm accustomed to that. Again, you want me to go fact check? What? That's a waste of my time. My time is precious to me. So no, I'm not about to go fact check you, because I don't care what you say. You mad because won't nobody accept what you say. Won't nobody accept it. I asked you for two simple things you can't provide. So I don't even think you even you ain't even qualified to have a conversation with me. Why don't you just sit back and listen to the content? You can probably learn. If you giving me information and you don't know how you got the information, because I asked you simple questions, why would I even have a conversation with you? You just spitting. So you can, yeah, that's weird, bro. That's weird. That's weird. I should be fact checking you. Fuck is you? What do you think you is? Like, you that important that I actually care? I'm trying to be. You see what I'm saying? Not a filter off, right? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be all those things I was saying on this earlier, but some people ain't worth it. You know, it's not that I'm disrespectful. It's just some people ain't worth my respect. So, and you just proving it. You just proving it, bro. That's weird. You sent me. You can't send me a link. How you send me a link? You can't even. One, you're not in my chat. Two, to post a link, you have to be a moderator. And if you sent me a link, you should be able to answer them three questions. What year? Was it a DOJ report? Just those two questions. And like I said, it don't matter to me. My whole point is this. You're stating a problem. What are you going to do about it? Not we. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Or you just going to wait for other people to do something about it? No, I'm saying what you going to do about it. You said you black, right? Are you a male? If you're a female, I can understand. Because we supposed to be doing the things. I wouldn't put that burden on a female. But as a man, if you see a problem in your community, then you need to do something about it. And if you can't do something by yourself, go find some brothers to help you do it. And if you can't do that, then stop complaining about it. You're powerless. You talking about me telling people to be the victim? Oh, you coming online complaining about 50% of the murder rate is caused by 12%. That's you sound like a victim. You want Zaddy to come save you? What's a man? Yeah, you're a troll. Nah, what am I be mad for? I had two beautiful kids and a wife in the next room. I ain't got nothing to be mad about. I don't have the issues. You have them. You the one on here stating problems with no solutions, but I'm mad. What does anger sound like to you? Yeah, watch me a little longer. If you can get me upset or mad, then yeah, kudos to you. You must not have anything better else to do in life than try to upset me. Or you saying because of the way I'm talking to you now? No, I'm talking to you because this is how you present yourself. That's why I'm talking to you. Like, it's not mad. I'm not angry at all. I'm actually enjoying this. I'm having a little fun now. The problem is that you don't see that you are a problem. That's the problem. You don't understand that you are a problem. You don't see your own weakness. You don't hear complaining about something that probably don't even affect you, and if it do, then you're too weak to do something about it. So you coming out here to find help. If you want a solution, like I said, go be the change you want to see. You go do it. You go do something about it. See if he learns his man. He ain't gonna learn no man. He just want to cause confusion. I'm starting not to believe that this dude is melanated at all. And if he is, he don't want to be. You know how people come on here with average. That's why they don't want to come up. That's why they don't want to come up. His whole intent is to get me upset. That's why he keeps saying, "Oh, sound like you mad," or "You're getting upset." That's what you want. I'm not gonna get upset and mad at your ignorance. That's all it is, ignorance. I can't get mad at a fool. I'll never be upset at a fool. But you're creating good content. People can learn from it. I might break this down one day and
Word
explain.
said, word said not to block him. I mean, it's up to word. So
I don't mind. This is gonna be content. I can break this whole situation down,
yeah.
and
So
we can learn from this. You know,
word said leave him alone.
a teaching tool. You want to come and be a spectacle? That's cool. That's cool. Come on, I'm gonna start reading some more of your insecurities. We see you have lack of control in your life. Are you want to answer some questions?
I
Would
mean,
you,
my bad. Word. The bull thing he could handle word chat. So I mean, let him. I mean, let him live till the word says, make him fly.
oh no, I'm gonna have fun with it. This gonna be fun. You guys threatened to ban me before I even said. You keep saying you. No, you talking to me now. I've never said that. You're talking to me. Don't put y'all in it. It's me and you. You want to be in the chat and you want to conversate with the host. It's me and you. Ain't nobody gonna ban you. Don't worry about that. You ain't got to do that. You know. Again, that's the victim mentality. You guys threatened to ban me before I can even say anything because I said something about the murder rate. No, when you first made that statement, I asked you one question, and then you start. I didn't even know if you was talking to me. I said, let's talk about the why. If we're talking about urban communities, because you did not specify, you simply said the murder rate in America. And if you associate that to melanated people, you have to take into account where. Where are those murder rates from? Are those in suburb areas or are those in urban areas? And if they're in urban areas, now we have to talk about the conditions. That's all I was saying. I was trying to come to a solution to the state posed. When you present a problem over here, what I'm gonna do, if I can, is try to find a solution, or at least begin a conversation where we can come to a solution. But your intent was not to say that to find a solution. Your intent was to say that to try to trigger someone. Well, guess what? You ran into the right one today. I'm built for this shit.
Guys in my chat, I am not the host. Word is the host.
Yeah, you coming into the words world. I'm gonna make you question your existence. I'm being nice. I really am. Ask my people. I'm being nice. I didn't say you was being disrespectful. I say you're a distraction because you're stating a problem without an attempt to find a solution for it. So now you become a distraction. No, bro, no, don't do that. You were saying I was pandering and had to no, don't play the victim now. No. Drop your balls. Drop the balls and stand on what you were saying. Tell me why. What was your purpose of putting that in there? Let's talk about intent. I want to know what how your brain processes information. Let's talk about intent. Why did you even put that in there? Why was that put in there? If it wasn't put in there to talk about a solution, why put it in there? What was the purpose? What point was you trying? You was trying to prove that we need to take accountability because the murder rate of black people is high. It was that too. I don't care what the murder rate for black people is. I really don't because I can't do anything about it. Only thing I can do something about is me and the people around me. So people, black, white, orange, purple, green, I can't do nothing about that. If they want to do what they do, then they gonna do what they do. So why should I even concern myself about it? I'm not about to lose sleep at night because people want to gang bang and stuff like that. I'm not about to lose sleep. I already know what the problem is. Lack of resources, lack of opportunity. We've been talking about that for 30, 40 years now. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it by my damn self. But if we sit here and we come up with a structure or system where we can give these people opportunities, maybe the shit will stop. But no, we don't want to do that. We want to come up here and assault one another and talk about that's all we do. So instead of you coming over here having a progressive conversation, you wanted to troll my man in the chat, bro. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So it is what it is. Don't try to play that weak shit now. Oh, you pandering. Oh, you mad. Look, he's mad. He's upset. No, I'm about to have fun with your ass. That's what I'm doing. It's too late now. I'm having fun now. I already made up in my mind. I'm gonna have fun with you. So I'm not gonna be happy until I do. But I will bow out if you come and hit the link and we have a conversation. You blame the murder rate again. Can we be factual? Can we be factual? See, this is why I can't take you serious. Why you gotta lie about everything? I've never said the murder rate is because guns and white people and cops. You don't listen. Do you know listening is an art? You hear something that I say. I said there's no guns, no gun stores in the city. I said my experience where white people brought crates of guns into the hood. I didn't say it was their fault. I don't care. Like when people say, "Oh, they put crack in the hood," I don't. I'm the type of person to look like, "So what if it's in the hood?" That don't mean you got to smoke it. That's my mindset. I don't care if they put that stuff in the hood. We used it. That's me taking accountability. Just because they brought it there didn't mean I needed to use it, but I did, and I learned from it. That's accountability. So no, I didn't blame anybody for anything that I did. I don't care what situation or condition. I'm telling you because I experienced living in the inner city where there was lack of resources and lack of opportunity. My family was different though. I had other examples. I got cops, I got lawyers, I got doctors. I got all these great. I got my cousin play. I'm going to the game Sunday to watch my cousin play. I had two. My god brother played in the NFL. I have great examples. I did the wrong thing.
Hold up. He's saying I threatened black people. I never once threatened anybody. Boy, you tripping. I mean, fact
No,
check.
he didn't
Listen, Word
threaten.
don't want to block you, but I'll block you fast as shit.
No,
Don't say shit. Don't say
but
something
see,
about me that I didn't say.
no, that it's a tactic, sis.
I'm
It's
like,
a
wait a
tactic.
minute, hold up,
No,
wait, what?
it's a tactic. No, it's on me and you, bro. Whatever was done in the past is done. We can't undo. But let's talk about now. Let's talk about now. Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna give you this grace, and you give it to me. We give each other grace, right? Let's start all over. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Man, while you doing all this, do me a favor. Come over to my page, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because when I go live, we get live. So do that, okay? That's the least you can do. Waste an hour out of my live. The least you can do is hit the sub button. Bro, how do you? I've never said the murder rate was because of that. I've
He's
never
trying to
said
say that I said it. I'm trying to
you,
figure out how the
you,
fuck and when I said that
you didn't
because
say that.
I wasn't talking about no rates, about no cops or none of that, or no murder rate between nobody.
You wasn't listening. I said the percentage of black people are higher because the number is lower. And if you look at the actual numbers on white crime versus black on black crime, white people are killing white people more. I didn't say they was killing black people and getting you. Yeah, you not qualified, bro. You not. I feel bad now. I really do. I feel bad for even yeah. Yeah, I thought you were actually like
Yeah,
yeah.
no, block him, block him. Like I think he's trying to call Word a woman now. I'm not playing that shit.
No, he cool. No, he cool. Don't block him. Let him stay. Um, he can call me a woman. That's funny. Bruh, yeah, no, because you can't have a conversation with me. You can't even, you can't produce any factual information. No, it's cool. I don't even, it's cool.
People get weird on this app.
Mhm.
Like that's why I block people fast. Like when they
But
start
see,
getting weird like that, I'm not having them type of conversations with you. Now you can't see if he's a man or a woman. You blind. Like help me figure this one out. I mean, he sounds like a straight up man to me.
no, that he a troll, and but see, they not built and equipped. Because first it was like all gun ho, and then he start playing the victim, and he seen none of that was working with me, so he started going after y'all. I mean, he don't know. I do this, bro. I really do this.
Nah, I
Behavioral
don't want him back.
psychology.
I don't like them weird people. That's how shit go left.
Like, it's just troll, and he mad because he can't troll good.
Yeah, like
Because
what's
his whole point, he was just trying to get me upset, but no, you ain't built. You ain't built like that to upset me. You gotta be built special. You gotta be a special individual.
yeah, no, I don't play that. Like, man, like what? Like once you start going there, I already see what you're trying to do, and I don't play that over here. Ain't people got time for that? Like, that's what Word was trying to say earlier. Like, some people just gotta let go. Like y'all holding on to pain that's not even yours.
Yeah.
Like,
And
let go. Like people, listen, man. Like I tell people, Malcolm X. I think the only thing y'all understood was by any means necessary. Did y'all ever get the message?
uh,
Like, I'm serious. They never understood the message. They just understood by any means.
we've been rocking for 3 hours.
You was because remember I came in an hour and a half after you was
We,
rocking on this John.
we
I was like, ain't
rocking.
nobody going up there, man. I'm gonna go up there. Let me make sure his link is working though, because first it was just YouTube. It kept taking me back to your YouTube live.
Yeah, but yeah, I be interested in having conversations with people, and I like conversations. People can have their own perspective or point. I don't mind that,
hmm
but don't you already know how I am. Don't say something a fact that you can't show me. Then we gonna have. Then I'm just questioning you. Then I have to question you. That's how you come to an understanding is by questioning. So if I say something, then I should be able to show you. You know, if it's an observation, then I should be able to articulate it in a way that you can observe it too. If I can observe it, you should be able to observe it. If not, then I shouldn't say it. That's just how I'm responsible with it. And I don't know if that's because,
Chris,
school or
Chris,
whatever.
Word will have a conversation with you. Just hit his link. It's right there. Trust me.
Yeah, I love that conversation. Yeah. We unlock, man. I've been trying to hit your panel for like a year. I did. Before I became a content creator, bro. I used to always be in your chat, man. I used to always be in there. When I became a content creator, I got busy. But it was a couple times I wanted to hit your link. You was having some good conversation. So yeah. My link, if my link is when I'm vertical, if you look on my community wall, my link is usually there. If I'm vertical,
Oh yeah, you gotta hit his community wall. His
yeah,
community wall. You see the link. But
yeah.
I
But
left his channel in my chat, so anybody could click. Wait, I might have to go to my community.
yeah, and then if y'all got a topic y'all want to talk about, I mean, so I don't know everything, so if I don't know, I still hold a panel, and then I listen and learn. But I'm open to conversation. I don't really debate. I don't really. It's a long story, but I rather have a discussion and, like I said, you know, but I'm open to any conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I put the link on the community wall on my community wall. So anybody wants to talk with Word, have a real conversation, y'all could do that. He will do that. And trust me, them conversations be popping. Sometimes they get lit. All right, so the link to his StreamYard is there,
But
and
see,
the link is
that'd be dope. That'd be dope, Chris, because there's so much in the news now. Like, let me ask you this: Are
Oh
are,
hell no! Come up ASAP.
are they really snatching? Like, look, are they really snatching cats and dogs? Are they really doing? Like, I'm in the
wait.
deep.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where the rumors come from. Is on TikTok. They got the video of the lady in Ohio actually eating a cat. She was a Haitian immigrant.
Oh damn.
There's one
But see,
lady.
I don't like that though. I don't like that. If you see one person do it, that don't mean everybody doing it.
I
Cause
saw that video. It was nasty. The cop was walking up to her. He's like, "Hey, what you doing?" She was eating the cat.
I
I was
think
like,
I've seen that. I didn't know that was in Springfield though. I've seen that on TikTok. I think my wife sent me that.
"Yeah, it
I
is."
didn't know it was from. There is a lot to it, y'all.
Man, come up and talk about it. Come up, because I got questions anyway.
Link in my community wall.
Hold on, what did it say? I'm trying to read that. I might have to
Because
look.
we want to know, are they eating cats and dogs? Like, I want to know for real. Because, see, me and Word was going back and forth about it.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Immediately, he thought, nah, that's not true at all.
Well, this is what I'm
And I
saying.
was like, I
Like,
don't know.
when it comes to the pets, like when you say it's people, cats and dogs getting ate, and you can't find any incident reports, you can't find, then that to me is
How
kind of
you know?
filthy.
Did you go look? Because see, I've heard, I didn't go look myself, but I've heard there are reports. Somebody
Right?
did say,
And
but I
see,
don't know how true it is because I haven't saw the reports myself, so
and,
I can't say. But I've heard people say that there are reports.
and I would say this too: if an incident happened once or twice, even really 5 times, I don't think it's fair to attach that to a whole group of people. I just don't think that's fair. And I think that's irresponsible, and that can cause more issues than. But to say, I mean, think about this, right? Like the dude was just saying, like the black on black crime, right? Like he was just saying, that's not fair to equate that to all black people, even though it's a high number. What about the black? What about people doing the right thing? How is it fair to associate the people doing the wrong thing to the people doing the right thing? So Like to, I think it's reckless. I think that was very reckless for him to say it like that because a person is going to assume like when they see an immigrant, I'm gonna clutch my dog because he might eat it. That's not fair, and that's how division occurred. Now if you say they out there eating animals, I wouldn't put it past them because a lot of third world countries that's how they eat. I mean, even here in Michigan, I've seen at a state park, I've seen people collecting geese. Like what they about? Oh, they about to eat those. Like, oh, damn, you can do that. I seen people pick up roadkill. You know, so I mean, I can believe that because I observed it for myself. But to say somebody going in somebody's yard, man, I think, man, look, you come try to take my dog and see what happens.
I'm dead. Because the word is right. It's only two known facts. The one with the lady that ate the cat. Then you got the three teenagers that ate the swan. That's it.
We unlock. What up, though, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm chilling,
Lessons,
man.
lessons.
Appreciate you.
Blessings, everyone. Yeah, it's very vague, but I do remember you being in the chat. It's been a while. It's
Yeah,
been a while. How you been?
I've been great, man. I've been great. Hey,
So,
y'all
so
get
what we're
Baba
talking about here?
on
The same old, same old,
here.
same old. This the same old cat song and dance that people be talking about when it comes to freedom and justice up in this piece.
I don't. We was talking about accountability, and I was trying to give a description using my own personal experience how one can practice it. And then, I don't know what the other dude was doing, but I'm open to dialogue. I'm here to either learn or teach. I can
People use
assume either
that
way.
word quite loosely nowadays, accountability, when they should hold themselves accountable for what they do. And especially when you look in the mirror every single freaking day and
That's
you
exactly
think
what the word said when the boy started saying everything. He started chatting in the chat down below.
It's I don't want to interrupt y'all, but real quick, I am blocking someone from your channel because they spelled the N word out in your chat. So I'm gonna get them out of there. And you use the ER. Yeah, you have a nice
Okay.
wife. Yeah, usually I wouldn't do that, but that's I'd rather have dialogue and no distraction. So
that's quite interesting. I just did like a short live earlier this afternoon about white folks and how they should just go come out and say the N word because they don't say it anyway.
yeah,
Because
it,
obviously you can't touch them. You can't touch them. You can't do anything to them on the internet. You just hope to meet them one day. Because there's too many in the closet people out there who just front on the internet all the time. But then you got those in your face, I will tell it like it is people. I respect them more than I respect the in closet. So when I said what I said, oh, sure enough, old Whitey came up. We had a conversation. He's like, "Wow, are you triggered?" I was like, "Why do I have to put a trigger for what? What are you going to do to me that you haven't done already?" It's not for you. It's for my own. But if you want to, if you want to interfere like you usually do, then we can have the conversation. All I'm saying is, if you're bold enough, if you feel like a free thinker, if you feel some type of way, just say it. Hell, I'll say it with you.
And I like to tell people too, like, it was this, I worked in a hospital for like 13 years as an anesthesia assistant. And it was this white doctor. Um, he told me I was having issues with this nurse. And he told me, he said, "Look, man, don't be upset." He said, "You know why that dude try to look down on you? Because he really looking up at you. He know he beneath you. That's why he got to feel to. That's why he feel the need to insult you, to try to prove he not beneath you. But deep down inside of him, that's what's killing him because he know you better than him." And
They they're gonna feel that way.
I
Some
had to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, let me say more than most. Most
Mhm.
of them feel that way.
I agree with you on give me white supremacy. Give me somebody that's gonna tell me what they gonna do. And this is exactly like the presidential election. You got someone who's straight up and say what they gonna do, and then you got the other side that points to the person that say, "Oh, he's racist. He racist." Like y'all not racist too.
Are you in vertical mode, Rich? Is your live in vertical? I think it is. Yeah. So did you put it on your community wall, the link, Rich?
Jews, y'all love to put Jews in the middle of it. At the end of the day, y'all all work
Hey,
together to go
no,
against us.
man, no. I
It
don't
don't
want
even
to tell
matter.
you. Yeah, we ain't gonna say it. They can put whatever in the chat, but look, I ain't messing with them J people. They ain't taking my monetization. I just got it back. I have no problem
But
with y'all.
it's not even their fault. Like they love to mention that that is a religion.
Yeah, man.
They all the same.
Look, man.
Whether you that or whether you're white.
I'm
Y'all both work together.
I'm gonna say this, man. Me personally, I don't care what none of these people do. I've just learned. I built myself to a point where they have limited impact on my life now. Um, they do. You know, I'm trying to figure out other ways to stop participating in their system, and it's gonna take more than just me. So that's what I'm doing on here. But I'm not giving them power. They can't do nothing to me. I'm straight. That's part of the mind fuck that we think we limited because these other people, what they may or may not do, what power they. I don't care about none of that. No, we just gonna make it do what we needed to do, and if somebody try to stop us, we just roll over. That's just it. That's the plan. So that's yeah.
Organize,
Mm-hmm.
organize. That's the plan. And you ain't got to take everybody with you. You start with handfuls. The thing about it is, what can we agree on? And once you start with that, once we attend to agree on some things on the horizontal issues and stuff like that, then we move forward. And once they see your works, then you got other people jumping in the program. And that's how things get organized. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do this individualism anymore,
Mm-mm.
or social integration doesn't work, hasn't worked for quite some time. So I would think people would be smart enough to go with your program. But if they don't, then leave them where they may.
And I would say like because I got Native American roots, and I practiced when I was younger. Now I'm older. I practice a lot of the my Native American ways. And one thing I realized is, like, even back then, even if we say, people came from Africa, we were in tribes, and those tribes lived amongst each other and they worked with other tribes. Sometimes they went to war or whatever. But ultimately, everybody ain't meant to be grouped together. Sometimes we just have to get with people that we can build with and then associate with other people to get stuff done. And that's how I look at it now. Like, the people I can build with, I'm gonna build with them. But I also leave it open for other people who I can associate and also network and build with them too. But I'm not trying to group everyone in, like, because that's where we messed up at in the first place. The only people on this planet that everyone is black, that's melanated. You just consider everyone black, but everyone don't consider themselves black because when it comes down to being black, um, people will start saying, I'm Jamaican, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. And no longer, we can't say that. Our identity was stolen. We can only say we African American or whatever label we accepted that they gave us. So we can't go back to something else when it's not convenient. So I'm straight. I got love for everybody. No matter who you are, as long as you're good to me, I'll be good to you. But I'm not like everybody. I can't do that. I'm a rock out with who we can build with and who we can uh, be progressive and productive with. What
Let
up,
me
though?
peace, y'all.
What's
Well,
good?
ain't no
Well, let
much
me
yet.
ask you.
Y'all was having a dope discussion.
Oh yeah, I love these discussions.
That's why the trolls came.
Oh
Soon as you start building, here they come. And that was a
If you
pilgrim too. That was a pilgrim pretending to be a black dude.
yeah, I felt that.
on the chat,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude said people say that we're lazy or something. I can't necessarily see how we got labeled that stereotype when we built this country. We built the railroads. We built the highways. Like we built all of that.
But
So
what's the measure of efficiency then? If we're lazy, then what's the measure? What's the measurement? The measure unit of efficiency?
Mm.
right. Sound like somebody projecting,
I
Hmm.
mean, well, wait a minute.
but it
If we
sounds
know
like
that
to
we
me.
built it, if we know that we built it, what the hell was they doing? What was other parties in this situation
That's
doing if
why I
we built
say it
Hey,
sound like projecting to me.
I remember when I was little, I was at the grocery store with my grandma, and this white lady, uh, she was snapping. I remember a white lady saying, "Y'all black people lazy." And my grandmother said, "Hell, we done built the damn country. It's time for us to take a break."
right there? That part
that,
right there.
Oh shit!
that part.
Everybody want to
I
call a
just,
nigga lazy. It's like y'all, it's like what do y'all come off? Where y'all come off of here calling us lazy? Okay, say that when we're in your land. You can't say that in the land that we in the land that we built. Get out of here. We got way too much history here. But they interact with us as if we're just like an avatar class level of people or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not a fellow class level. We're just like a straight up avatar, default avatar. Then you apply whatever you want to these attributes.
Yeah, if we don't be careful, we're gonna be a permanent underclass.
Look, I think when the immigrants came, the way that they did, plotted themselves in Chicago, New York, all them other places, they afforded them an American dream that would let us build for ourselves, man.
I was about
So
to say, you talk about the Venezuelans.
whoever, it wasn't just them. Shit, you had Chinese people in there. You had various other dark Asian skinned folk in there. You had some people from Ukraine in there. Like it was a bunch of people that came over with that immigrant uh exodus.
It's all that's just gentrification. That's all that is.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, for you to have black people saying we're seeing infrastructure working for these people in ways that we've been asking for 50 years. How many, what I'm saying, lost generations of benefit are we talking about that they, just giving these people? And you hear, you know, I got the $10,000 card or something like that. You feel me? Like they getting loot, but will stop us from being able to build it ourselves. That's what black people. That's how black people should be measuring this.
Mm-hmm. Why they're getting $1,000 worth of food stamps?
Man,
Yeah.
homeless black
You
people.
see that one
Okay.
video that dude did where he was asking where they went around asking about, he was in Ohio asking him, well, how much money do you get from the government? The dude was like, first month I got $500. He said the second month I got $300.
Mm.
Man. Mm.
Yeah. And then the one dude, he was like, how long you been here? He had only been there like a month. And he was
Mm.
like, how much you getting from the government? And he was like, I'm waiting. Like he was waiting to get paid, I guess.
Yeah, look, they done probably ran the window that they were bringing them over. You saw a surge in things. Is just like with any other state, I suspect. Like I'm in Texas right now, and you know what I'm saying, people pouring in from all over the nation, and they're talking about the difficulty of trying to accept waves and waves of people moving in, and it's not just one person. You're talking potentially families of 3 and 4, 2 to 3 cars to each family, right? So we're talking a lot of inundation very swiftly. I'm pretty sure with them immigrants, their window of utility, yeah, it got a
Oh,
time span on it.
I'm just curious, why is it just Haitians in that area? Well, I'm not gonna say just Haitians, but why is it like a lot of Haitians moving in that area? For what makes them want
That's
to
what they
come
said.
there? But I think in the video they were saying for work. Like Ohio, Springfield is booming like that for work.
Yeah, they told to go there.
What what's
They're told
there?
to go.
Oh, Chris, I think Chris trying to get up here. Chris, if you go on my community wall, hit the picture, and go to my community wall, and then the link should be the first post on the community wall.
They said like when they asked the Haitian, well, who sent you here? Some of them was like, well, nobody really admitted like, oh, well, somebody sent me here. They always said something like, oh, I got a cousin here, or I got a nephew here, or my mom lives here.
That's why black people ain't no monolith, because you got, you know what I'm saying, people of so-called dark-skinned fellow skin color that are, won't have no empathy and, you know what I'm saying, teach you the game and shit. And lie right in your face. And it's like, all right, wait a minute. That's why I use this to judge all of the United States, no matter what color, no matter what culture, no matter what their foundation, whatever it is. When they get here and they encounter that anti-black status quo, they all cool with it, no matter where
Mm-hmm.
they from. And that's what I judge them on.
What you mean they all cool with it?
They all cool with it. I mean, who else is here besides us and Pilgrim? It's like almost every little bit of the world is here now. You know what I'm saying? You got Japanese, you got Hindus, you got
Um,
people from all over the world, Chinese. You know what I'm saying? You got different styles of South American. You, come on, Russians, Ukrainians, Scandinavians. You got Chicago. Y'all call them just white. Y'all know how many different kind of white people is actually here though?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't call themselves white. They only
They're
do it.
from
Ones that don't
everywhere,
need to call
bro.
themselves white.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get here, you stamp white because you know you're going to get the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Simple
so
as
they
that.
so.
Yeah, it's really not all of them, because most of them, especially in this city where I'm in, all they do is work, 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 and drive
But you're not
cabs.
talking. You're not talking about the people. You're talking about the culture, though. It's not really the people. The people just happens to be defaultedly white. But we're talking about the culture and the power factor within the equations. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, eh, they might not be power white, but they got some defaulted influence even within their own mind. Like I've never met a white person that didn't want a white perspective of reality to be taken for a general fact or a defaulted one and didn't interact like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The whole racist and supremacist thing, I don't think they're being racist. I think they're being themselves. And we just call that shit a different name. But when it comes to white supremacy, I think they all are potential white supremacists just from that fact alone. You rarely meet one won't, that don't want to accept a white perspective as a defaulted one, meaning the only one that matter for fact. They ain't got to
Church.
hate you. Shit.
And you know what, Levi? I can agree with that point, but guess what? We got to get everybody on that page for that to, be factual. But it is true, you know. In my opinion, and it's just not this country, it's the world. It's the haves and have-nots. The people at the top don't care what color you are. They don't
Oh,
really
true
care.
that.
But
True that.
it's us on the bottom bickering with one another, allowing the people at the top to maintain control, and they do that through race, through education, through they got a lot of different tools, and we just focus on one. But at the end of the day, it's the have and have nots. So,
One lady uh, said something very interesting, and I believe her name is Candace Owens. Is it why are you sending your kids to school when ultimately they're not gonna get they don't get the best education anyway? I mean, maybe some white kids do, but you don't get the proper education and they don't teach you anything because the teachers are underpaid and you don't learn anything. You become the underclassmen. So why
mhm.
are you taking your kids to school? We
Public
should
school.
be.
I don't really like to hear that name. I don't really like her because the simple fact is she is a person that talks for the white supremacists.
I agree.
And they love that. They love to use the black face, but she is just talking points for the white supremacists. So I don't even like her.
I concur, 100%.
But I would say this too. She said a lot of stuff that's factual. I mean, looking at her intent, yeah, but I can still take what she
I
said.
don't like her. If you look at, first of all, I'm sorry, go ahead, word.
No, I'm saying, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't, like, I still listen to it. I don't agree with nothing. I don't agree with 100% nobody said, but even a fool can give you, some valuable information. And that point with that is, I believe it's true. But I don't believe the education system prepare you for life. I think it just prepare you to be a good worker. There's no financial literacy in school. There's no emotional intelligence. There's a lot of things that our young youth aren't getting from the educational system, and it's up to us, to teach them all these life skills. But I just listening to people talk. People assume school, that's what school for, and it's not. It never was. It was always to create better workers, not
That's
better
it.
people. You
That's
know,
it.
Well,
The Prussian
and
you
school
need.
system.
Well,
It's not it's not the American school system. It's the Prussian school system.
mm.
that too.
I I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I can't listen to someone who comes from the Caribbean talking to black people. You're not us. You not one of me. So how are you gonna try to talk to the black community? You're not black. You're Caribbean.
I mean, did she grow up black? I don't know if she is. Like I know she talk. I know she talk like a Valley girl. So
Do
I don't know
do
what.
do Caribbeans and black people grow up the same way?
I think they doing like Florida.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No,
So we
no?
not the
Oh,
same.
okay.
Do
But
Caribbeans and black people eat the same thing?
No, no, no.
No,
You
we
talk okay.
don't eat the same thing. Culturally, we're two different people. So how you
Yeah.
gonna talk to me about black people? Go talk to your people.
I
Well,
think
that's the thing. The black has only meant what the system wanted to mean, and if it
Wait,
means
I'm
that, the
confused.
false is
Wasn't she born
class.
in New York?
She's a Caribbean. She's
She's a
born in the Caribbean.
but when you Google her, it says New York. So I'm
And majority, if you think about it, majority of New York is a melting pot. The people that's from New York is not really from New York. Just like Miami. If you from Miami, most of the people that's from Florida and stuff like that, you're not really from Florida.
it, this is the problem with
She's a
race.
Caribbean though.
This is where we have disconnection with race, especially with American black people, right? Um, Everyone has their own identity, right? Everyone can say, I'm from the Caribbeans, I'm Jamaican, I'm from Israel, wherever country, whatever race you are. But when it comes to black people, we're not allowed to have our own identity because everyone associates themselves with us. And then when we try to break off, then people like, I'm black too, I'm black. And it that's like it is a disconnection because we had our identity stolen. Um, and when we try to reestablish it, it's like everyone kind of tethers themselves to us. But when it comes down to helping us build and stuff, when people build their own communities, like growing up, I had Jamaican stores, Haitian stores. They never did nothing for the black community, but they took our money and sent it back out to their community and built up their community with, the money. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That's how we live. But we don't have the opportunity to do that.
Nobody has looked out for us. We have looked out for everybody else, but nobody has looked out for us. When we
I mean,
fought for civil rights, we fought for everybody to come over here. Dominicans, uh, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Chinese. We fought for everybody to come over here. But nobody has done anything for us.
but my question is, why do we think tribalism shouldn't be so strong amongst everybody like it ain't amongst us? Perhaps we the one that's in the wrong and ain't been tribing up, what I'm saying, like everybody else in the
But
world
that
apparently.
While we in the wrong, you can see it when you decide to say you wanna separate or break off. Then you'll hear people say, "Oh, well, you trying to split people up," or "I'm black too." You'll hear that.
Right. Well, the thing is, we are also utilized as a cultural fuel
mhm.
for this nation. And if they start identifying that, then they gotta all other so-called Americans, fellow Americans, they got to start looking at where they place in relation to that. That's one thing a lot of people don't like to acknowledge. Like they just found a brother hung in, I think it was this morning or day for
Yesterday.
yesterday. Um,
Another one?
Javion McGee, rest in peace, cuz. Um, he was a trucker, so he was going from I think from Illinois to something like North Carolina or something like that, and he didn't make it back because some pilgrim got into their closeted inferiority feelings, and did
Okay,
traditionally, culturally, what's known to happen: it's to sabotage black black people and black men. So
I got a
this is the
question.
culture. Yeah,
You said somebody was hung.
Hmm.
yeah. Javion McGee.
Okay, didn't they just sign a lynching bill? So what is that like?
Well, I mean, if we believe in the bill, then that's on us. But as far as I'm concerned, it's being offered by gangsters. What type of morality do we think gangsters are going to hold to their word or hold to whatever contract or whatever? You know?
Absolutely.
Oh, these were gangsters.
No, that's why. Well, that's what I call dealing with the United States. Is I've been in the
Oh,
military, and when you go around the world in the military, you realize that that's the only thing that you're doing. You're not showing up to defend nothing. You're either showing up to be some form of a threat or a show of a potential threat. That's it. So
Organize.
back
Let-
here, when you look at how they interact with us as a social group, the same way that they'll send you overseas to go do some dirt against against a nation who is doing ill things against women, children, and the poor. Well, how do we measure how the United States interact with women, children, and the poor? Right.
Mm.
Based off of those same measurements, it qualifies for, what I'm saying, I guess maybe a militant response, if you will. So, not to say to do it, but if that is the type of uh, social situation that we're in, then it's not really up to anybody to acknowledge, I guess, their humanity, our humanity, anything. It's really up for us to make a new standard for ourselves and force that standard, no matter how much Black people may not want to.
Oh, you talking about organizing? Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, well, you say organizing, but before you do that, you gotta acknowledge the awareness. So you have Black people that act like racism, white supremacy is not a thing, and you have something that happens every week to where it could have been any one of us, and it's like, okay, look, that's a system hiccup. How long they gonna get to have those and get to say, oops, this was a mistake? Man, get y'all Mark Astor the fuck up out of here, cuz.
You have 1,000 conversations per day about systems in place and who we are as a people. No one wants to acknowledge that in such, and to be so separated from each other, it begs the question, who are we? And if you can't claim one thing, like for example, I'm Pan-African. I believe we
Okay.
are all one people, right?
Mm-mm. That
No
Pan
matter
African shit don't work.
Wait, let him
Yeah,
land, sister. Let him land.
let him
But
do
go
for
it.
ahead. My bad.
for
Go
for
ahead.
no, I heard these conversations before. The reason why it doesn't work, sisters, is because it hasn't been put into practice. For
It
thousands and
has been
thousands of
put into
years, you have
practice.
one
We
Uh,
man
have.
put it
let him
into
do it.
If
Let
practice,
him
you
do it, Tay.
and he
Let
was
him
going
do
to be successful due to the fact that he was going to build organizations throughout the globe. What stopped him? An empty envelope. And other
Okay.
people didn't even want him in certain countries. But
Right.
he was strong enough to organize millions and millions of African Americans throughout the globe.
Right. I mean, well, look, the thing with Pan Africanism is that's supposed to be a given, right? If the history worked in the way that the transatlantic slave trade history presented to us, then we all should understand that, okay, yeah, we are from, what I'm saying, this one place in the world, and there is a massive amount of advantage culturally, connection wise, diaspora, and all of that, right? Well, the thing is, time goes on and conditions go on, and people create different aggregations of themselves. With Black people over here, Black people went into Pan Africanism, like, I'm saying, like chiefly, right? The only other thing that rivaled that was possibly the Nation of Islam and Christianity over here in the States, right? So it was basically the main three that was guiding Black people. The rest of the diaspora didn't respond. And that was because they had earlier tribal ties that they were still dealing with, along with, the addition of what happened with the transatlantic slave trade and trauma and all that. The only
it.
reason why it was so easy for us is because we were actually completely raped of ourselves. And so it's not difficult for us to be about something. That's why they didn't want to show us nothing, because we like savants with this shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Um. So, but the thing is, what we should have been doing was what we were doing in the '70s, and that was choosing ourselves. Like, we chose Black and started placing a cultural intention of awareness, identification, exploration, all that. I think that's why they tried to. That's why they made us what they call it, African American, in,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, mid '80s. Because I remember the day that they did that shit, and it was like weird. Okay, why we African American now? well, that forced us to restart our so-called branding, if you will.
Oh,
But
you're talking
we
African American, colored, Afro American. I know. Okay. Okay. I see
no
what you're saying.
in 1987, 86, it went from black to African American, and that's what they
Right.
tried to keep it at ever since. But black was something that we had hold of. That was it still struck as much fear into, you know what I'm saying, pilgrims as it did in the 70s and everything, but it didn't hold that militance to it. And if it doesn't hold that militance to it, but it's still present as a culture, bam, you got the potential of creating brand worth. And imagine if where hip hop started in its second phase within the 80s, not the 70s, but in its second phase, once that resurgence of connectivity to one's blackness and, you know, Africa, Pan-Africanism, I like all of that. If that would have been able to go on without the gangster rap presenting itself or being projected as the top only part of rap and putting that ethos out there, imagine where our culture would have taken us. Look at where our culture has taken everybody else around the world, no matter where the hell they are. Paul Mooney said it best. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Now, within these future times, you can really tell, yo, everybody want to be a nigga. I just thought they, you know, everybody want to be black. Nah, everybody want to be a nigga. It's like, wait a minute, we got our own classification differentials within this. Cuz, wait a minute, you know, y'all can be black if you want to be, because black people ain't got no problem
Oh
with that. But I'm a motherfucking nigga, and niggas is tied into that unfinished business with that history. You feel me? So now everybody can't be that, but if that's the case, then yeah, we should be fucking traveling up on our own. You feel me?
And what did
Right.
Eddie Griffith call it? Nation, immigration, together, gathering, achievement.
Yes, gathering. I forget. He took a play off of Pac. What Pac said what it was, but he came up with his own acronym for it. But yeah, man, shit. Is the thing is we supposed to be tribe, and people aren't supposed to be without a tribe. And we were actually completely raped of ourselves. But and we're the world's newest people. We only got started really rebuilding ourselves in a decent manner within the 70s, and then after that, what the hell happened?
We like an ethnogenesis. We've created we're a whole nother group of people now.
For sure.
But but to speak on him, Pan Africanism, the reason why I feel like Pan Africanism just won't work is because if you go back and you look at history and time, black people have been working with everyone. We have been
Hmm.
trying to, every time we do something, we fight for everybody. And then when is it takes two. So what have the Africans done? When Nelson Mandela went to jail, what was black people doing? Fighting for Mandela to get out. When stuff go on over there, we fight. But when something in our homeland, do you hear Africa over there fighting? Do you hear them saying anything? No, crickets. So that's why it don't work. It's one sided. It has to be two sided. And
Well,
people
the
don't
thing is,
really rock
it's
with
not
us
enough
like that.
African nations. You do got
People
some
really
African
don't.
nations that
I
speak
didn't
out on my
interrupt
behalf.
you. I
hold
didn't
on, let
interrupt
him,
you.
My
yeah,
apologies,
let us
sister.
finish. Yeah, let us
People don't. People didn't fight for us like that. And then you got Africans that'll sit there and call you the N word, ER. They don't respect us, and then they come over here and they get in these political positions and they undermine us. And they
True.
do
You
things when we're fighting for reparations, they're going against reparations. So
you
how
must be
can we
FBA.
how can Pan-Africanism work when we got people going against us? It don't work. You got Africans coming over here going against us. They separate themselves from us. They act like they don't know us. They call us akatas. They got words for us. We don't call Africans degrading names. Black people don't do that, but they call us degrading. Stay away from the akatas.
Ma'am, I met many
So that's why
Africans,
Pan-Africanism won't work.
and many Haitians and many Jamaicans. I haven't had a counter with that yet. not one
Man, go
time.
look at Ohio lady. I think she's a Somalian lady. She's a doctor. Just recently, a black people was in her office and she using the ER word, the hard ER. Yeah, yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go get a job, Nick. ER word. Straight up.
Do you
Why do
realize
Africans
that
have
the
Akata? Why do Africans call us Akatas? Why do they have a name for us?
the
We
same
don't
way
have
you have
no
a name
name
for
for them.
yourself, the same
Huh?
way you have a name for yourselves is called nigga,
Right, but
not
why are
knowing
you?
what the
Why is the
potential
name
word is.
the word nigga? It was not used to degrade us. We took the word that was for us to degrade us, and we turned it into something else. Their word is used to degrade us,
I would say this
so
too
it's not the same.
for for,
Eh,
for conversational purposes. Um, we go speak from experience, and don't blanket it. I think the conversation will go smooth because what we can't deny a person's own personal experience. So um, if like my personal experience, it's been good and bad, with everybody on this damn planet. I believe you got two groups of people at the end of the day. You got good people and bad people. Um, and at the end of the
Akata
day,
means stray cat. You don't know
so
where you're from. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Akata means this. Akata means stray cat.
yeah,
You don't
Is
know
that
where your home is.
interesting?
Okay, okay, I'll say this. I know we got a whole bunch of FBAs and ADOLs and African Americans and Black Americans in here. It really doesn't matter at this particular point in time. My only point is, well, skip the point. Here's the thing that I want to know. Since we have a handful of mixture of people in this room, if we were to make a decision right now, what would it be? What would we do as people in this room, in this small little world that we're in, to bring about the awareness, number one, bring about how we're going to uplift and uprise our youth, because I don't trust people over 40. I don't trust people under 50. If you got it together, you got it together. My problem is, how are we going to reach the youth? What methods and in order are we going to reach our people as Africans, African Americans, African descendants, whatever? We can call it
No,
whatever we want.
wait. You can't say whatever because the issue with the people specifically over here is that they don't have an intrinsic identity. That is the issue. You can't say
Thank you.
whatever.
We'll call it something. We'll call it whatever you want to call it. Call it something else.
No. The people have already made their decision of what they're gonna call it. You got to go with that. That's the whole aspect of people having agency to define themselves.
And,
I,
and what would that be, if I may ask?
I was
Didn't you say FBA? Isn't that what majority of black people is rolling with now these days? FBA
No,
80.
no,
I
no.
I would say this. How about we do this, right? Um, to get to a solution for your problem, we got to solve another problem, the identity problem. And I said it earlier, and Bro said it not too long ago. We get in tribes, right? And just because we don't identify with the same tribes, we can still associate, because you gonna have FBA, you gonna have Pan African, all these are still melanated tribes, and we all still got the same problems. So we get in our tribes and we associate with one another. And as far as the youth, like right now, I'm kickstarting a mentor program. You know, we have to intercept. We
That's
have
what's up.
to,
That's
you
what's up.
know, um, that I mean, it's things. It's only things that like with this mentor group, what I'm teaching or what I'm presenting, putting the program is emotional intelligence, self-esteem building, self-confidence, and that's a 7-month program. Um, so doing that is installing things where people can identify themselves. You know, we don't have an identity, and I think that's. I'm not waiting for no one to identify me, and I don't think the youth can afford to wait for us to get our stuff together to identify them. So, like I believe, like with all these religions, like look, y'all can worship whatever y'all want to, but just like when you go to work, man, you don't. Well, we can come together and get things done, and then go mind our own business. That's what we need. We need to stop trying to make everybody be like everybody, and nah, we got all the same problems. Let's come together, find a solution for the problem, and then go do our own thing. That's what everybody else do. All these other races do that. You know, they don't come together just to see who living better or who doing better or who called it. No, they come together when they have a problem, they solve it, and then they go back to their own merry way. I mean, as melanated people, you know.
I think black people, we stay together. Well, foundational black people, we stay together because we've tried the kumbaya. Kumbaya don't work. People come over here and ride on us and then disrespect us. You see it now. Political people in office disrespecting Jamaicans, Haitians, Africans. They all in political office undermining us now. So it don't work. Stick to your tribe and do it like that because the kumbaya bringing everybody over here, it messed up. It messed up everything. People have no
Well,
respect for us.
the power dynamics were never that, though. That's the thing. Is I think that's largely from a plantation model of thought that black people brought with them off the plantation. Um,
Mhm.
not wanting to understand how power, not desiring to understand how power works, and you know, what I'm saying on a cultural scale. Black people have always tried to. It look like black people largely pine more for favor as opposed to power acquisition and development because then that makes you an enemy of the state in our case. And you know what I'm saying? One thing that niggas want is for white folks to love them.
Yeah,
Huh?
had
If
that.
it ain't nothing else, please
I'm
love me, Pilgrim,
confused.
please.
I don't know who you talking to. Wait, black people want white people to love them?
Yes,
Yeah, yes, yeah,
With what?
addicted to them.
that's
I'm
always
Wondering
been
my
that way.
wondering my whole life. Yeah, I have no clue, sister.
if
I've
that's
been
the if
wondering my
that's the
whole fucking
case,
life.
then
Wherever
why are we the
wherever
only
whites
group?
go, blacks go right with them.
If that's the
Yeah.
case, why are we the only group that has fought back continuously towards them?
What do you mean fault? What you mean fault back? What you mean?
Fought white supremacy.
see this
We've been fighting
this
this
the
whole
Okay.
problem.
entire time.
Yeah,
This
Well,
fighting to be left alone, not fighting to dominate and operate.
like Egypt, like
Well,
the
I
Egyptians.
don't know. I don't know so much about Egypt, but I know that I'm from North Tulsa.
Right, old
We
boy,
all
that's so
we
disrespectful. Like I can't agree with what he's saying. I don't agree with none of that he's saying. I don't know what old boy talking about.
and like no, and see this is this what he's saying is I agree with it because and this is what I'm gonna use. Think about this, like in these urban neighborhoods, right? Um, we'd be willing to bang on one another, but when the boys come, what they do, they run. You know, you're willing to hurt people that look like you, but when it comes to the European or the authority figure, I should say,
yeah,
you
that's fighting for
submit.
favor.
You submit. You even snitch on your own people to get some favor from them. And
Yeah,
even like people told me this, because I
Yeah, but
moved
you
into
not
this,
one of us. You're an outsider. Like if you do that, you a Sambo.
and that's the thing too. Like that's why it's difficult having these conversations when we blanket. when we just put blankets over people and say this and that and that and this because it's a lot of factual, but everyone want to be able to associate with it, right? So then that's when the
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you put a label on it or whatever. You're always gonna have an outlier. You're gonna always have. It doesn't matter. In every culture, everybody has that one sambo. That they're gonna have sambos. It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, it comes with it. The thing is, if
Yeah,
for, yeah, the black culture needs to be powerful enough in order to punish that, though, and have the
mm,
I
integrity
agree.
to punish that. But we don't. But we don't. We just, black people largely just like to participate.
I agree.
And
And I'm glad you highlighted that word because that's the funniest thing I done read tonight.
no, but that's I mean, but what are you saying? And like I said, it might not be a large number, but I personally know,
Oh
um,
shit.
I personally know white people who I ain't gonna say fight, but they against it, you know. But
I mean,
it,
it's a very small number, believe it or not. They love to come together and go against black people, though.
but
They'll do
see,
that real quick, or
but
they'll
see,
come together to help their feathering their fellow white supremacists.
but having that conversation where you can have an ally, you would. I mean, just, I'm thinking reality. My man was in the military. This is the reality, right? Whatever we go do, we gonna have allies to do it. We ain't just gonna be able to accomplish it by ourselves. So the disconnection and separation, like I said, I don't believe everybody supposed to be with one another, but that don't mean we can't associate. People go to work every day and work with different people from different races, cultures, and y'all get a job done, and then y'all go y'all separate ways. Yeah, I don't believe you win this war with any hate. I really don't. I think love is stronger than hate. If you love your people, you go give it everything you got. I'm gonna fight with love, the love for me, the love for mine. But
That's fine as long as he don't play both sides. That's
yeah.
the thing. You gotta see if he's really for your tribe or is he for the other side.
And I mean, it's like me personally, just like anybody, it's restrictions to like if you don't live in my house, man, you a guest, you know. So there's restrictions that you have as a guest. So I feel like that should be anybody and everybody. The problem with Black Americans here, we let people in our house and they forget they're a guest, and sometimes we forget they're a guest, and we don't treat them as such. But everybody would treat your ass like a guest.
but this is the thing. How is it that they forget they are guests? What type of guest reception is black people holding
Because
for
we make
folks
them feel
that
at
come to
home.
black
We
people?
don't say
Right.
nothing. We don't check them on nothing. They come
Okay.
over here, they get the benefits, they get the resources, they get comfortable, and they forget.
That probably was the wrong choice of word. They come in. We let them in with the intention of them being a guest. They come in to make themselves at home.
Don't
I
they get
say it like that.
Okay. I okay. So now the ball's right back into black people court, and
Mhm.
in our agency, cultural integrity, um, a protection of a personal intrinsic worth, right? Like we are the world's newest people, and we only really been putting ourselves together for about 160 years in comparison to everybody else who got potentially thousands. Look, that's not a lot. That's really not a lot of time. I mean, not even 200 years. But then you see how people interact with us, seeing that clearly and transparently where we are within this society, right? Um, and I think personally, I think we're supposed to be judging the world behind this. You know what I'm saying? I understand the haves and the have-nots. Okay, look, when anybody comes here to the United States, no matter what moral background that they would judge the United States of, no matter what cultural foundation, no matter what religious foundation, no matter how they might gangsterly operate their economics or whatever. They get on their P's and Q's here. And when it comes to us, they give us that same slant. So I think what it is that we've been given, as Dr. John Henry Clark said, we was given the task of crafting the newest humanity, and we've done it, but it's still kind of fresh to us. And this is why we give it out to everybody the way that we do. We don't belong to ourselves. We ain't never belonged to ourselves. And I think self-ownership is one of the biggest problems that Black people done always had.
And I'm happy you said that because, yeah, I feel you. When I said that, I didn't mean it like we need people to save us, but I can understand how. But no, I don't think we need people to save us. But just like the brother said, we need to own ourselves. We have to own our own everything. We have to establish ourselves. Um, and until we do that, we still gonna be dependent on other people.
It starts with the mental state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely do. You have to have that mindset of ownership. Like when I first got, I don't do real estate as an agent no more. But when I first got into real estate, bro, it was like it blew my mind. Because I'm trying to help people to look like me, going back to my old hood. I got all this knowledge now. Look, man, I can get y'all in home ownership, and people didn't want to own. They didn't want the responsibilities of ownership. I'm like, bro, you know how much money you gonna save, how much interest, I mean, how much assets you can build by owning versus renting. You building up other people's portfolios. You can be building your own. I showed one young brother how to buy. He bought a house, rented the house out, bought a duplex, rented the duplex out. Now he got 4 properties and he living in a nice big house. Quit his job. Now he just flipping property. I was trying to teach people how to do that. I start buying houses, and my plan was to fix them up and put people on land contracts because I become the bank. So yeah, I can be a little more lenient on you, and but no, people ain't want to do that. Instead of doing that, they just wanted to break in the house and take the stuff that I put in there. So
You see how you did that though? You see how you did that? You built something for yourself, put it into practice, and then shared it with everyone else that will listen to you without all this horizontal stuff. You went straight for the gusto. And that's what I'm specifically saying is that what are we willing to teach the young generation of today? All that other stuff can come later. Right now, we're trying to build what? Generational wealth. We may not see it in our lifetime, but we hope to God that they do. Right now, we have a generation full of people who are confused and asking a whole bunch of freaking questions, which is in their right. Because I believe that in some point in time, our generation totally dropped the ball somewhere.
And what generation would that be?
Gen
That
X.
you're Gen X?
Mm-hmm.
You think Gen X dropped the ball?
Is between Gen X and the baby boomers.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, I don't think it was the boomers that dropped the ball. It wasn't Gen X, it wasn't the boomers. I think it was the boomers' parents. The
But what part would that be? Because this is what I know. This is the baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alphas, and whatever else is coming down the street.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that would be the silent generation, the parents of the boomers.
Okay.
So, with them, I think they were the ones who really messed up because they were the ones who was living during Jim Crow. Like they were the ones who saw white folks as being the top identity toward everything, and they just wanted a black version of that. And once the civil rights movement had started, endured, and ended, the boomers was the generation of children where they said, okay, we're opening up the door of America to you niggers. Right. And so they said, okay, we don't have to fight no more. This is what we waited for. They're giving us whatever access to this infrastructure. And then you get people like Cosby, right? Who who out of pocket in his don't words don't hurt you. Racism don't mean nothing. It's all about just going to college, and then you realize that okay, well, wait a minute. Even they have to deal with the unnecessary bullshit. They're no more criminal than their white peers or whatever, but their skin color now holds a criminality to it. And there's always been that, but now it's even more confirmed. You get people in those classifications that don't shoot that reality down to you and still make you think that okay, yeah, you apply like this and then that's how you beat it. No, it is a system. You're dealing with a culture, so we're supposed to be approaching this as a culture. We started doing that and fell back from it. I think Generation X was on the cusp of doing it, which is why you had things like PE. You know what I'm saying? The earlier start of MCing, Nation of Gods and Earth and Nation of
Mm.
Islam, right? They were working really closely with providing a cultural adhesion to the black experience, black reality, history, and all that, right? Um, we was on our way, but the thing is, we were actually trying to work towards that, which you have to work towards. It's nationhood. Our issue is that we have to create a nation within a nation, and the United States ain't about that. But if we're going to heal ourselves as a people, period, not just within America, but let's say that we were anywhere else and there was no adversary present, no threat factor or nothing, and we were still disunited and still somewhat friction, we will still have to come into some form of a social understanding, be it identity, cultural linking, or whatever, so that we don't fucking destroy one another. That's just the humanity of it all, right? We ain't been able to do that. And this system has largely been, very sabotaging against us executing that agency. So if it was any of the generations, I mean, the boomers are largely just drones. We can all see that by now, right? They're largely just drones. And we were supposed to inherit something. And everything that we started either got quelled by the boomers or by the system. You feel
Okay,
me?
so by and large, what would be the first step? What would be
Well,
the first?
the first step would be to acknowledge that the system is set up not necessarily to be anti-black, but to feed on you as some form of social fuel. First and foremost, um,
I would
one
agree with that.
if you can acknowledge that, then you can acknowledge the need to aggregate, at
Mm.
least for the sake of just a social accord. We ain't even got to be a linked people yet, or even identified with one another at that time. We can at least identify with the highly probable detrimental circumstances that we could be put in, which was supposed to follow us from wherever, but you still had things like Emmett Till's mom believing that it ain't had nothing to do with her until something happened to Emmett. So that means that things, we're not connected even in the defaulted sense the way that we should. We're selling ourselves an American dream that America ain't selling us.
Never has. And worse,
So we
and,
got
and
we ain't too deep in that shit, y'all.
everybody else
So I
too,
think
that very same way.
we might.
So in order for us to get to the second step, we have to follow up on the first step first, and then do the second step.
Yeah.
And
Look,
and that
we
is
we
and
think we
that is
gotta
a
have energy.
mental
Yeah.
issue.
Oh, please believe. The thing is, also, black people don't want to have no non-black enemies. So you got to get black people to see this type of aggregacy as something that's not as adversarial as the system likes to say that it is. Just like Black Panthers. Oh, they're a terrorist group, or what they're calling. I heard they called the Moors a terrorist group at one time. It's like, look, all they're doing is working with your same laws, devil. How the
Mm-hmm.
hell they terrorists?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hate to cut this short, but my little shorty, my son's sick, and but hey, man, y'all gotta definitely link up with me, man, because this was a great conversation. We got to do it
Already.
again. We definitely. I
I'll
love
be up to
having.
you.
Yeah, I love having intellectual conversations where we present problems and uncover solutions. And I think this one was dope. We got a lot of clarity and understanding. Um, but this what it take. I mean, conversations start everything. So we had to actually have conversations where we looking for solutions or different tools that we can utilize to make our circumstances and situations better. And us sharing knowledge, man. I think this is where it began. And me personally, bro, I don't really deal with the religion too much no more, but I know a lot about it. But I more do psychology, personality and behavior. Um, that's my forte. So if you look through the channel, you'll see a lot of that. But I like having conversations like this because we are talking about real life situations and real life things that we can come to grips with some problems. Because, like I said, a lot of people don't feel like none of this stuff is issues like identity. That's one of the major issues. So, and how can we establish that? It's not go. Ain't nobody coming to save us. It's just us. At the end of the day. So until people realize that, that's what I was telling that dude earlier. Like, I don't care what the murder rate or nothing of that stuff is. If you ain't willing to do nothing about it, don't talk to me about it. Man. Just
Mm.
complaining. So these are great conversations. We can create standards. We need a lot of that. There's a lot of stuff that's needed, but we ain't talking about it. We'll never come to it. So I appreciate y'all brothers for having this dialogue because
Not a
that's a,
problem.
that's another thing. I try to be an example. I try my best to, but this is right here. I enjoy this because we have melanated men on the panel, not arguing, not bickering. Even if we don't agree, we listen to one another. This is how it should be. This is the example, that we should be. Like he was saying, what can we do? Stuff like this is an example, and create a standard. If you ain't doing this, then you ain't like us, man. I'm straight.
Okay.
Do that.
Well, yeah.
Appreciate the
Y'all got
hospitality.
my channel and I got y'all's.
So definitely. Hey, any mods in the chat in my chat? I don't even know if I got any mods left in here, but if y'all do, make sure y'all put. Do you got a channel, brother? I can't see the name. Son, I see son. I
Ru-
apologize. I am legally blind. I really
Yeah,
can't.
it's all good. Cause I heard you saying it early, man. It's all good. Respect, bro. Yeah. I got a channel. I'm working on it, but it's my second one. Lost one before, but yeah, I'm working on it. So yeah, appreciate it, man. Looking forward to doing some future building with y'all. Thanks for the hospitality.
Oh, for
Not a
sure.
problem.
I'm gonna put your so you type in the chat. I'm gonna put your link in my chat. And we own vertical, so if y'all click on this tomorrow, you'll be able to hit the hyperlink on this chat.
All right.
Um, but yeah, I'm all about building, bro. I don't care where you come from. With your, as long as we can do something progressive and productive, then I'm for it. But yeah, that's what I'm about, man. I'm just about solution. That's the whole thing over here. I am a life coach. And you will see, 9% everywhere. I'll break that down and explain it later. But our motto is the better you is the better us. Meaning the better we are individually, the better we are collectively. So that's what I'm about self improvement. So yeah, that's what I promote and that's what I push.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, y'all be well. It's 4 in the morning, man. Y'all
Yes, sir.
be well. Stay good. Holla.
All right, man. I got you. I tagged you in, so you know where to find me.
Definitely. I appreciate you, brother. I'm putting the
All
link
right.
in
All
right
right,
now.
Rachel. Peace out.
Rachel, you still woke, sis?
I was cleaning and washing dishes, getting ready to make breakfast, and I'm gonna start dinner early as shit.
Hey, so I appreciate you because you know what?
Yeah,
Them brothers wouldn't have came over here if you didn't share stream. So I appreciate
yeah.
that.
I appreciate you because if it wasn't for you teaching me how to use this vertical, I wouldn't have came across them.
Yeah, that's dope, and that I'm all about the networking and building, and
Yeah,
this
for
is how
real.
you do it, and it's good when it's positive, you know.
That's a
Feel
fact.
free
Like,
to
I
get.
was scared at first because of the trolls, but listen, man, y'all taught me a little bit on how to deal with them. Like they just trolls. So it's kind of like first I was confused, but like I said, I appreciate you. Like my chat, I got them because you taught me how to use this John. So and I'm not putting word on a pedestal for anybody just in case. I'm just appreciative of what he's done because before I was just stuck on, you know, one community and I didn't know how to get out of it. And that's not what I started off as. So great people I've met. Shout out to the word.
And sis, shout out to you. You already know I felt that vibe. I was following you around, and you ain't even know. But
This
don't
is what
worry.
I'm looking for. I told you this is what I was looking for. But I mean, my path took me. But if I wouldn't have took that path, right, I wouldn't have met y'all.
Right.
It's crazy, how the world works, how life works. Cause like I had to bump my head to meet y'all, and if I wouldn't have bumped my head, I wouldn't have met y'all.
And that's how it works, man. It's you in life, you see the beauty in uh, some of the most
Fact.
ugly things. Sometimes you find beauty within it. So,
Listen, man,
um,
that's why you see that. Like when people say anything or try to do, listen, man, I don't care what y'all say. I ain't going against the word. Also, I mean, it's not me picking a side. It's that at the end of the day, you've been nothing but respectful in this John. It's like when people tell me, "Yo, go against this person or go against," why? Why should I?
right, right.
What did they do to me? I mean, if they did it to you, you go handle them.
And you know what, man? That's why I tell people, like, with me, people question some associations I have too, and I tell them, like, they give me something that's unique, you know. You one of them people, Ria's one of them people. Not saying
Facts.
they question you. I'm just saying you give me something that's unique, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And,
crazy that we all met here, but I mean, it happened for a reason. Like, it just shows you, like, you can't be stuck in one place expecting to, expand. You got to move around.
hey, Levi, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, you get a chance, come check me out. I'll be having some crazy conversations sometimes, but I do.
Yeah, make
I talk a lot about behavior and psychology and concepts, just general concepts. I break a lot of stuff down. So, but it's cool over here. It's all love. All respect. I respect everybody. I got love. That's what's in me. So that's all I can put out. Is
facts.
what's in
Let
me.
me hop down word though. So you can finish talking. Guys, make sure y'all come check him out. His link is in the chat. And it's also in my community wall. I mean, he's got great conversations. I've been trying to tell everybody. That's why y'all hear me when y'all hear me say the word. This is who the word is. So it's like, yeah, make sure y'all come check him out. Great conversations. Y'all won't get cussed out. Y'all won't get over talked. He be having great panels. So make sure y'all sub up and talk to him. All right. So I'm gonna hop down word. And I appreciate you a lot, a lot, a lot, because you're one of the peoples, like I said, that's helped me, on this YouTube John, because I keep telling people, man, I'm from Philly. I could bring that John out easily, but not on this John, because people take shit too serious.
Yeah.
I can't can't bring that other side of me out. But yeah, let me get down to like, yo, he taught me social media is undefeated, man. There's no point because it's like beating a dead horse. For real, for real. Shout out to the word.
I appreciate you, sir. I can't find the other guy, but
Yeah, the
hopefully,
woo.
son. I couldn't see his first name, but I don't see him in my chat. I don't see him
Oh,
in the chat, so maybe. Dang, I apologize. 755. I apologize, sis. If I missed anybody in the chat, I apologize. I was
all right. Let me get that. My bad.
I read. I was occupied with the past. Hey, this was dope, man. And this is what I desire, having conversations with real people. So if my link is dropped, do not be afraid to hit it. I'm one of the coolest people on the planet, I promise you. Um, the foundation is respect, and long as we maintain that, we gonna have good conversations, man. I'm not here to break nobody, but I am here to try to build people up. So that's just what I do. I don't really care what other people do. I just focus on what I can do and what I can control, and I can control me. So therefore, over here, we building. But we building with people who willing to build with us. Um, my take on life, I believe in establishing my own identity, but I don't have no hate or no. I'm willing to work with people willing to work with me. At the end of the day, that's just how shit go get done. Um, yeah, I'm not about hating nothing or nobody. Facts are facts, and sometimes those facts are very uncomfortable, but until we acknowledge them, it's always going to be an underlying problem. So uh, some conversations will be difficult because of historical aspects and current aspects, but I think we can still have even those conversations in a way where people aren't offended, and if they are, then unfortunately, we can't do nothing about that. But yeah, so let me get my butt off here. I got to get up early in the morning. Bronze, my brother. That's my brother. What up, Bronze? Appreciate you, bro. The talk video, my organization page recently. Hey, Levi, yeah. Hey man, make sure you yeah, you know what, Chris? Look, next conversation I have, I won't make it vertical. I'll just leave it regular. That way you can just hit the link from the chat. I'll probably be on tomorrow. Sunday I'm going to the game. My cousin played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm gonna be Sunday is gonna be crazy. Tomorrow will be crazy, but I should be able to come on. But yeah, Levi, definitely make sure you get over here because I would love to have a conversation with you about that. That'd be dope. I think that'd be dope. Um, but yeah, I love to sit down and have a conversation with you, Levi, and tell us about it. Awareness is key. The more things we are aware of, the more tools or resources we have to utilize. So I think that'd be a dope conversation for sure. Yeah, if I go, yeah, I'm probably gonna go a lot. This is the thing. I'm a family man. I got a business. I do a lot. I do a lot. So the only time I really have is at nighttime. But you even heard my son woke up a couple times. So the only time I really have to sit down and have these conversations is at night. So unfortunately, that's mainly when I go live is at nighttime. But around 12:30, almost every night I'm live. So y'all can catch me if y'all ain't got nothing else to do. And even if I got a topic, usually the way I do it, I use an hour for my topic, and then I kind of open the show to just have dialogue. So whatever topic I have, if you still want to come up, just give me that grace time of an hour, and then we can talk about anything. You know. But yeah, that's dope, man. I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all all sub. I hope y'all all enjoyed the conversation because I did. But y'all know what I say. Care about how you feel. These conversations to build nations. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until tomorrow, we out.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.